set. All right, good evening. I call this Board of Health meeting to order at 6:02. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded. If we could all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you. All right, first up on the agenda, public comments. Anyone in the audience have anything that they want to discuss that is not on our agenda? No? Okay. Next is our September 16th minutes for approval. I will entertain a motion from someone.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from September 16th, 2025 as written.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor? All right, passes. Yeah. All right, old business. Mr. Griffin. Well, you were here for Mr. Griffin. All right, you can come on up. Just acknowledge who you are, please, for the folks at home.
Hi, my name is Orlando Diaz, and I'm the manager from Mike's Moonwalks and Party Rentals.
Okay, and last month you came, we had some questions that we, as a board, wanted to get some more answers from, so we asked you to come back. So the question on the table was, you and Mr. Griffin were looking for a waiver of the fee for the permit,
Yes,
which was related to some concerns that had happened last year.
yes.
So these, I think all these three members were new, so they wanted to learn a little bit
Yes.
more about what was going on. So we are revisiting that. So discussion, did we want to go through it again, or have we come to a determination of what we want to do?
So I don't think the way it was understood, the process was not fully followed through. So the process is you apply for the temporary food permit online and
We did.
pay.
Yep, we did.
Correct.
Yep.
They paid.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the health agent for approval. At that point, that health agent never approved that temporary food permit. Correct. And reason being was documentation. There wasn't documentation, so it gets kicked back. So without the proper documentation, it's not going to get approved.
Yeah, we didn't get no money back or anything from it.
And that's the fee is for the application, not for the permit. So with what I've seen and what the process is, I don't feel that we're obligated to waive this year's fee. Because in my eyes, the process wasn't handled or complete. So the packet, the application packet and all the materials wasn't complete.
So the guy from the Board of Health didn't finish everything, basically.
It's either, what I'm seeing is not all the documentation was submitted with your application,
Yeah, we did, submitted everything.
okay? So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't here, I'm not questioning it.
Mm-hmm.
But from that point, the way I see it, you just showed up without a permit, without any acknowledgement. Did you contact the town? Did you try to?
Emails, everything.
Okay. But yeah, it's a process, and I'm sure there's emails, and I'm sure, but ultimately, it's a process, and from what I see, the process wasn't followed somehow, some way. If you didn't have the right documentation and it got kicked back that it wasn't approved, it wasn't approved.
The only thing that was, he wanted us to come out an hour away to come out here to get inspected. We can't do that. We have to show up and get inspected in the place where it's gonna be at. Because we have that trailer somewhere else.
Of course,
That's-
but the agent has that right to inspect
Mhm.
prior to the event.
Yeah. And he did not do anything.
Did you schedule that with him? Because, I mean, your permit wasn't even approved, so I don't know how you would have even been able to come out. If your permit wasn't approved and you just showed up, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't have an approved temporary food permit for that event. So you would have had that.
Right, so the question is, because of that, they want to not pay for this year's.
Because we've been there for years. We were the
Yeah.
original people
Yeah.
that started working there in
I
that food
understand
event.
that, but there was other people that were turned away at that event.
Not
that were
really.
Unpermitted.
Exactly. They left them there to finish the day and they just told us to leave. So I ordered with the cops. We just left peacefully.
Yeah, no.
The other employees were very mad because he was very bad. So our friends actually, because we are very good friends, they were there, they had permits from the year before and they stayed.
But we don't know anything about that. So,
Yeah.
this happened last year, so what we need to settle tonight is if we as a board are going to say yes or no to the application fee.
Yeah.
Based on, and your, I don't even know what word I want to use, but because of your situation that happened last year, your feelings of, you feel that you were mistreated.
Yes.
And you don't want to pay for the application fee. And so that's what we as a board have to vote on. And what I want to say is, everyone has to pay the fee because that's how we pay for the permit, right? That's what you said, Tom. So if we say yes to you that we're gonna waive it, then all those people who apply for their permit and get their permit because they have everything on that checklist and then they fail their inspection, then they're gonna want their money back too, right? And that pays for that actual permit.
Right. And the
You're a health
processing,
agent,
you know,
so
so that's what it is. It pays for the processing,
correct, so,
not necessarily the permit.
which are two separate things. Because you could do really well and get everything in order for your permit and fail your inspection, or not get everything done and pass your inspection. You know, so whatever happened last year has already happened.
It was very horrible, yeah.
Huh?
It was very horrible, yeah.
Yeah, I read the report and I understand. So I think, is there anything that you want to add, Anna? Sandy?
Didn't look like all the documentation had been submitted, and the onus is on you to make sure that you get an approval for the permit before showing up at an event, right? Because you knew.
That's
You know that
strange.
that's the process, because like you said, you were some of the original food trucks that came to the festival. So you came and you knew you didn't get an approval. We didn't see any, any approval in the system. And we just kind of feel like, we can't refund or waive it this year, because you didn't complete the application. You didn't submit all of the, everything that we needed online.
That I know of, we did, but I have to
Yeah,
talk
no,
to him, make sure,
yeah.
see if he did or not, because
Well, in our
Right.
system, it looks like it wasn't all
Right.
there.
No.
So that's why. And we apologize, we feel bad, but like the chairwoman said, we can't, set a precedent that we're gonna start refund or waiving fees for,
I mean, there was a few people that were turned away last year from one payment.
right.
So, it wouldn't be fair to them.
Well, and the people
Yeah,
that submitted
no,
all the documentation.
exactly,
got
and
an
the people
inspection.
that had
Right.
supplied everything,
Right, I
correct?
mean, if they want you to come here to have an inspection, it's unfortunate that it's an hour away, and we understand that it's hard, you know, to sort of follow through and give us a bunch of paperwork and pay the fee, and then drive an hour away to come here for an inspection, but that's important.
Yeah, all right. So if there's no further discussion from us, is there anything else that you'd like to add before we?
I don't, I just,
Okay.
what you guys decide, I'm just gonna let them know and.
Right, yeah. All right, so I'll entertain a motion if anyone wants to make a motion.
I will make a motion not to waive this year's permit application fee.
All right, I will, motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. All right, so
Aye.
it passes.
Sorry, my friends.
No problem. I just,
You're just the
Behind us-
messenger.
Behind
Don't
us,
shoot
good
the
luck,
messenger.
and I hope to see you this year.
All right.
hey, thank you.
All right, you're
You bet.
welcome.
Have a great one.
All right, so next up, we have the revised Body Works regulation discussion and vote. So without a health agent, we have nothing to vote on. Since our last meeting, September? He wasn't at September's, was he?
No.
August. So we had hoped to revisit this. We haven't really had a chance to talk with Tom, and he's not with us. You folks are here. No, you're not. Yeah, you're Peace Haven. So we're gonna table that, because we have nothing that we can speak about. The well regulations, we can discuss it.
All we're doing with the well regulations is adding the PFAS 6 to the existing, on page 5 of Dudley well regulations. There's a list of what people are new.
This is under new construction,
Under new
right?
construction, yeah, what they have to test for, and we're just adding PFAS 6, which is what the DEP the Massachusetts DEP regulates, and I think it's a good idea considering where we're at in Dudley with
Yeah,
PFAS.
absolutely.
So I, you know, I've looked them over, I think it's a great, I follow.
So it's an additional cost for the homeowner?
No, it's an additional cost for the builder in order to
The
get the
builder,
certificate
okay.
of compliance. And then
Okay.
whatever the result comes back with, it's for the builder and the home, the
To
new
decide what they
purchaser
wanna
to
do.
decide what they wanna do.
Okay.
Like Tom mentioned at the last meeting that he talked about this, he just said it's all about giving the new people information so that they know.
Yeah.
And then it's up to them whether they negotiate a POET system or whether, you know, the homeowner takes it on themselves or whatever, but it's only, I think you said it was under $300 to add the additional testing, and most of the homes here are going for over $500,000.
Yeah.
So
it's,
it didn't
it's,
seem like
yeah.
you know, too much of a financial
Right,
burden.
right.
And
Yeah.
it's just, you know,
So it's like when you test for radon, and then as the person, the potential buyer, they could say, okay, well, before we buy, let's talk about
Let's
adding a
negotiate,
system.
yeah. They can negotiate, or
Yeah,
they can
yeah.
choose to do nothing. I
Okay.
mean, like, the DEP nor us are gonna make anybody do anything, other than having potable water. The water has to be potable, you can't have any bacteria and stuff, but it's just information for the new person moving into Dudley to have. And it's just on the new wells, the new.
The new construction.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So that's my feeling on it.
All right. Tom, anything?
I have absolutely nothing on it, because I totally agree with it.
How about you, Hannah?
Yeah, no, I don't have an issue with that.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion.
Okay, I'll try, my first motion. I'd like to, make a motion to, accept the local well regulations, that Tom had, suggested at one of the meetings, and it's just add PFAS 6 to the new construction water regulations for that.
Which came from DPH? A DEP?
Well, the PFAS 6 is what the DEP regulates, so we're just adding PFAS 6. And if those if that's, you know, changes, then we'll, you know, DEP changes their numbers or adds
We
different
can make an
chemicals,
adjustment.
We
Okay.
can make adjustments, but for now, it's just PFAS 6.
You got that, Amanda? Okay, so I have a motion, I have a second? Tom, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, passes. All right, we're up to RJ's Auto Body. Is that you, Mr. Harden?
It is. Is this before the open meeting law complaint, or? were you-
It's
was
right
that-
above it, so if you want to lump both of your things in together.
Sure, I just have two statements to read, and I'll be out of your head tonight. How's that? So again, I'm John Harden, 5 Office Hill Road, Dudley. This is my statement regarding the open meeting law complaint that I filed.
I think we read that last month too, but, did we?
No.
Okay.
Good evening. My name is John Harden, and I'm here to remind this board of its legal obligation under the Massachusetts Open Meeting Law. I filed a formal open meeting law complaint with the Attorney General regarding this board's conduct under MGLC 30A and 20.
Mr. Harden, I'm going to interrupt you. Is this new? Did you give this to us prior to today? Did you get a copy of this?
I asked this to be on the agenda for tonight,
What
my
he's
complaint.
reading to you is just a statement about the complaint.
Okay.
So can you email me a copy of that later?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be nice for us to have that ahead of time. But, okay, continue.
Well, you do have a copy of my complaint to the Attorney
That's-
General.
That's dated
And
from
that-
September
that-
12th.
And that should have been discussed at the previous meeting.
This is on September 12th.
And the previous meeting was after that. So it should have been done at the next meeting, it says. So regardless,
Okay, well, I don't know what we discussed, but continue.
the board is required to review the complaint at its next meeting, which would have been on the, I believe it was the 15th of the next meeting. And issue a written response within 14 business days. Tonight is that meeting. The complaint is listed on your agenda, but as of now, there has been no public discussion, no proposed response, and no indication that this board intends to comply with the law. Let me be clear, failure to address this complaint tonight in itself is a new violation of the open meeting law. You are not allowed to ignore it, delay it, or discuss it in private. The law requires a public discussion and a public vote on your response. If this board refuses to act tonight, I will notify the Attorney General immediately and request enforcement action. That may include formal investigation, mandatory training, or legal penalties. You are not above the law, you are subject to it, as well as I am, and the public is watching. Thank you. That's my statement on the open meeting
So
violation.
the letter that we received on the 12th, which
This was
was,
a complaint.
but in this letter, it doesn't say anything about addressing anything in 14 days or to talk about it. So that, what you just said, you're making it sound like we ignored you when we didn't. There was nothing for us to really discuss, and you didn't give us, in this first complaint, September 12th, 14 days to do anything. So I'm a little bit confused.
I don't give you anything, and the law gives it to you. You're supposed to know how to
Yeah.
run the meetings.
I know how
correct?
to run the meeting, yeah, I do. Okay,
So-
so we need a copy of
Ma-
that.
Maybe you should
Yeah.
discuss with town council
Yeah.
on what you should do and what your obligations are, and that way we can get through this.
Got it, all right, so
And now I have a statement. Now we're on to RJ's Auto Body. You don't,
I
you don't
guess
wanna-
so. RJ's not here, so let's hear it, but go ahead.
It's just a statement, so I just want this read. This is a draft statement. This is a statement for administrative and judicial review regarding RJ's Auto Body, 65 Schofield Ave, Dudley, Mass. Submitted by John Harden, 5 Office Hill Road, Dudley, Mass. Introduction. This statement is submitted to the Dudley Board of Health and, if necessary, to the appropriate judicial authority to formally document the ongoing nuisance, regulatory violations, and procedural failures associated with RJ's Auto Body located at 65 Schofield Avenue in Dudley, Massachusetts. The undersigned, John Harden, a direct abutter to the subject property, has exhausted all reasonable administrative remedies over the past 2.5 years in pursuit of relief. The facts outlined below demonstrate a pattern of non-compliance by the business owner, a failure of enforcement by municipal officials, and a recent unlawful reversal of a duly authorized Board of Health order. Factual background, initial complaint and conditions. On January 6, 2023,
Mr. Harden, I'm going to interrupt you.
What? Why? I have a
Because-
statement to read, and I'm done.
Because it's something that we've already discussed. We've already heard all of this so many times.
I feel I'm well within my right to read my statement.
You read the same one every
I
single time.
don't. This is a totally new statement.
I'll give you 5 minutes. 'Cause we hear the same
Okay,
thing.
now
between-
speed talk. How's that?
Sure.
On January 6th, 2023, I submitted a formal complaint to the Town of Dudley Building Commissioner, Nelson Burlingame, regarding toxic fumes, noise, and unpermitted construction at RJ's Auto Body. My residence is situated at a higher elevation, placing my windows and front door directly in line with the spray booth exhaust stack. The emissions have caused persistent health and quality of life issues for my family and neighbors. 2, regulatory violations identified. My complaint cited multiple violations, including operation of a spray booth without an occupancy permit or construction permits, failure to comply with OSHA 1910, 107D9 and B5V regarding exhaust direction and fire suppression, use of an unpermitted waste oil burner emitting noxious fumes, improper change of use without zoning review or approval, agency acknowledgement and incomplete remediation. On February 10th, 2023, the Dudley Fire Department confirmed that Mass DEP and local officials were aware of the violations. While some corrective measures were promised, they were never completed. Almost done. The business continued to operate in violation of environmental, fire, and zoning codes, Board of Health enforcement, and retaliation. In 2024, the Board of Health, under the leadership of Health Agent Patrick Hannon, conducted inspections and issued a formal cease and desist order ratified by a majority vote of the board. This order required RJ's Auto Body to cease operations until compliance was achieved, including a peer-reviewed inspection and pre-operational clearance. In 2025, Mr. Hannon was terminated for political reasons, I believe. A new inspector, without legal authority or a board vote, unilaterally rescinded the cease and desist order. This action was taken without public notice, without a hearing, and in direct contravention of the board's prior vote. Lack of grandfathering and occupancy documentation. In response to a recent FOIA request, Mr. Burlingame admitted that there is no documentation supporting the claim that RJ's Auto Body is a grandfathered use. There is no record of an occupancy permit ever being issued for the business. Continued advocacy and exhaustion of remedies. I have attended every Board of Health meeting over the past 2.5 years where RJ's Auto Body was on the agenda. I have filed multiple complaints, submitted public records requests, and engaged with town officials at every level. Despite this, the nuisance conditions persist, and enforcement has been undermined by political interference. Request for relief. In light of the above, I respectfully request that the Board of Health, 1, reinstate the cease and desist order issued and ratified in 2024. 2, require immediate cessation of operation at RJ's Auto Body until a valid occupancy permit is issued, a peer-reviewed inspection is completed and approved, all applicable environmental, fire, and zoning issues are met. 3, refer the matter to legal counsel for potential injunctive relief and enforcement under MGL C-111 and C-40A should the board decline to act. I reserve the right to seek judicial intervention, including injunctive relief under the doctrine of administrative exhaustion and to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the community. Conclusion. This matter is no longer a question of regulatory discretion. It is a question of legal obligation. The town of Dudley has a duty to enforce its own bylaws, protect its residents, and uphold the integrity of its permitting and enforcement processes. I urge the board to act decisively and restore lawful order to the situation. And that's what I have to say, and, I don't know if you're gonna discuss it any further today, but that's where I'm at right now. You guys are really gonna make me take you guys to court over all this. You're not gonna do anything.
We have done it, we have.
It's not stopped, it's going on right now.
We,
Tom
so.
let them spray.
Excuse me, I'm gonna stop you right there. You're not gonna act like this here.
Act
You're
like
not
what?
gonna raise your
We're
voice.
having a conversation.
No, you're not.
You haven't heard me raise my voice, Tom.
De-escalate, thank you.
He did the peer review. He did do the peer review. And
Did you read my complaint, though, to the AG?
I read your complaint, but you're saying that he didn't do it, but he did. It's documented that he did it.
Those
And he followed-
documents he was waving around weren't what he was telling everybody what they were. They were nothing.
How do you know that?
Because I got a public document request
Yeah.
that shows me, it gave me all his documents, and it's a bunch of cut and pasted stuff that DEP and OTA put together so he could comply if he chose to. That's why he didn't let you guys look at anything, which I can't even believe he got away with that. You guys issued a cease and desist and voted on, but as a board, for the cease and desist, and now this guy comes and he says, oh, but you guys can't see it.
No. So so RJ did the things that he was supposed to do, and then the cease and desist was removed. And yeah, he didn't let us see it that night, but we have since seen it.
And that doesn't, none of them say that he complied and he did what was required. That's totally
I'm under the
untruthful.
impression he had an oil burner
Yeah,
permit.
he did.
He
Right.
had an extension with the fire department,
Mm-hmm.
with the insult system or the spray, the fire suppression in the spray booth. That was all on prior meetings before I was even
Right.
elected.
No, so, you keep saying that we're not
Unless
doing
I'm
the things we're
not
supposed to. Yeah. No, you're right.
Seeing or,
He was supposed to have a professionally engineered peer review done. That is light years from what that was, what he submitted. It was totally untruthful of what he was saying.
And how do you have proof of that?
I have the records, yes, I do.
But, so you're saying it wasn't professionally done? How do you know that? Because it was a peer review, so.
I had
Health
all-
agent, so excuse me, you're a health agent, maybe you can answer this. So as a peer review, if you had this, you wanted someone in your town, Lester, to do a peer review,
Mhm.
auto body, the owner would call another auto body
they
shop
would call
as
a
a peer?
professional person to do
So is it another person who owns a shop, or is it somebody like,
Yeah.
I don't know what
Is it a
their.
company?
Yes,
Like
right.
a company that would
I don't know
come
if it's an environmental type or DEP, or you could probably get somebody through DEP to do
And
a
DEP
peer
also-
review.
Which he didn't, but he didn't do that. They recommended people, and he never went to the proper people to get the peer review done. He cut and pasted a bunch of
Well,
stuff
that's
from
what you're
DEP.
saying. You're saying he copied and
Well, can
pasted.
somebody investigate this? Because I'm pretty sure that I'm correct on this. That peer review was not professionally done by any kind of engineering firm. And that's where I sit. So, that's all I have to say. I told you I wouldn't take up any more of your time.
Okay.
You're not gonna discuss the open meeting violation and all of that? That's
We-
as far as,
So I don't
make a
know.
motion to cease and desist? I was asking for you guys to put in place that cease and desist.
Well, we're not gonna do that. We don't have an agent to do that for us. And the
Okay?
last time we had the agent, it was lifted. We as a board don't have the right.
Without even a vote, which kills
We
me.
don't have to vote on that. So they make sorry, not homeowner, the owner of the shop met those requirements. And the health agent went out and did that inspection.
How convenient that he's not here anymore, right? Because
What can I tell you, sir?
who do I have nobody to, and he wasn't here at the last meeting either. And neither would, I wouldn't have been here at the last meeting either if I was him after what he demonstrated
All right,
as.
so he's not here. So
All right,
it's
with
not-
that,
discussion?
I wouldn't mind fresh eyes on this RJ's thing, but I don't.
I have a question.
Go
He
ahead.
keeps saying that there's no, that they don't have like the correct permits to be there, like occupancy and all that. Like, we don't have a control over that. That has to
No,
do
that's-
with Burlingame. He's in
Correct.
charge of all that, so I
Correct.
don't understand why we
So
are
an enforcement
constantly,
officer,
exactly.
it should be,
Well, I
doesn't
think the
fall under
problem is
us.
that he's saying that Nelson said that they were grandfathered in. So
Okay, then
Mr. Harvey
that's-
tried to get the, or prove it,
Yeah.
that he wanted that documentation, and he's saying that it doesn't exist, so therefore,
He,
how are we?
well, that's the thing, like, he needs to go back to Burlingame in that
Right, it
situation.
falls under
This is
zoning,
not,
right.
yeah.
It's not
not a Board of Health issue, this is a zoning
I mean,
issue, this
he's
is a
also
Burlingame
zoned
issue.
commercial.
This should be a planning board issue if that's the issue, like not a board, we have no control over
Correct.
any of those occupancy permits or whatnot.
Correct.
Right.
So I don't,
Well, he's ending up here because we are the Board of Health, and we're
Mhm.
supposed to deal with, you know, some of these nuisance
But
complaints, and.
some of the
and
nuisance I
he's not
get,
getting
but-
anywhere with the other, with zoning
Yeah,
and planning.
but that's-
And so that's
I
why
know.
he's here, and
Okay.
we
I
have.
mean,
the
there's a
cease
lot of
and
houses
desist.
up there.
but yeah.
on
No,
where
I
he
know, I've
is.
seen it.
And I know the stack is right at
It's
his
at his
house,
windows.
but
Like, we
nobody
don't-
else
yeah.
is.
The way I look at it, like,
And
with
and
the.
he made it in his
like,
statement,
there's
that
nothing
him
we can
and
do
his
about it.
neighbors, well, as far as I'm concerned, it's him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
like-
see no neighbors.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
the stack is at his second floor window, I mean, I park outside,
you know,
Yeah.
you know, and I look, and it's at those, like,
No,
when that's on,
that
it's
is.
right there, and that, I mean, you'd think RJ would do something a little bit different, just, you know, as a good neighbor, move the
no,
stack.
absolutely, but you also gotta remember, it's some commercial.
It is on.
Yeah. I guess my
You know,
issue just
so-
go to
And I
Burlingame
know,
about
I
some of
just-
it. Like, I understand some falls on us,
No,
but
no, no,
he
no,
keeps
I-
bringing
The
in.
nuisance part falls on
Yeah,
us.
exactly,
the
but that's it.
Odor and
But
the sound.
to me, I'm like, there's no
Yeah, the
reason to
odor
keep
and the
bringing up
sound,
the
right. Yep.
permits, because we
Right.
have no control over any of that.
Right, we don't.
Like, there's nothing we can do about occupancy permits, we can't issue them. Like, that doesn't have
Right, and
anything to
then
do with
fire-
No,
us.
but he is,
Yeah.
but if there isn't one, and he's open for business.
He needs to bring it to the selectmen then, he needs to bring it to Burlingame, because again, nothing we can do about it.
Hopefully we'll get a new agent soon who can take a
Yeah.
fresh look at this. It's been going on a long time. There's an awful lot of paperwork associated with this. This is not my wheelhouse. This,
Mm.
Yeah,
the
I
nuisance
would love to
laws,
say this is
the
my
nuisance laws
professionalism,
are
but
complicated.
no, I
Yeah.
think all you guys are looking at me for other things.
We are.
We are, 'cause I'm like,
And a body
oh.
shop, so.
Well, yeah,
I'll
but
just
we
keep my
can't
mouth shut
ignore.
and sit back here.
Yeah, I also don't want to ignore.
No, no,
You
no,
know,
absolutely.
We can't
Yeah.
ignore the
But,
citizens.
you know,
I think he
everybody-
just,
Everybody deserves livelihood.
yeah.
And I do, I see both sides, you know, and
Mhm.
we've got one side that's trying to make a living, and we've got another side.
I think
that's
it would have gone a
property
long
and-
way had we lifted the cease and desist differently.
Or we-
Publicly and,
I say moving forward, I say
And-
we need to see more information, more documentation from the agent.
I think we need to just be more clear on like what
Yep.
we actually have control over, because he just keeps bringing up the permit stuff, and like,
Yeah,
I
we
understand
have no
where you're
control
coming,
over that.
I
Yeah.
understand where you're coming
But
from, and
none
I
of
get the
that
frustration,
permits
but
come
we
from
can't
us.
help you
No
with that.
permit that RJ
Yeah,
has.
exactly, we can't help you with that
We permit.
section.
No.
Like, he really needs to do research and
It's
go
the
to the
nuisance.
appropriate
Yeah,
boards, because we
right.
can't help you in that
Right.
sense. And like, he's getting frustrated, because I feel like he's frustrated with us that we're not doing anything, but like, we can't help on that section. And
Right.
like, you need to go to the appropriate people. I don't know how else, you know what I mean?
Good point.
do we know somebody, did you say planning and zoning?
That's where he should be going. He should
Mm-hmm.
be going to see Mr. Burlingame, and he should be talking to the planning board, I would assume. But occupancy permit has to do with Mr. Burlingame, has the final say in it. So he should be discussing it with him, and if there are no permits, again, he needs to be discussing it with him, because there's nothing we can do about that.
Right, we can't shut him down because he doesn't have a permit.
Yeah,
Right.
like,
We can shut
can't.
him down if the odor and the sound
Is off,
needs
yeah.
completion. And that's what we did, we tackled that.
Right.
But we've gone back and forth with this, with the permit, and
Yeah.
Mr. Burlingame sent him to fire, fire sent him to here. So he kind of did this, and then it came to us, so.
Hopefully, when the fire permit comes up, he received a waiver for his fire protection, and hopefully the fire department won't.
So I think what we can do,
Yeah.
it's probably time now, we're probably coming close to that point where he's had, I'm just throwing out a time frame, because I
Yeah,
don't remember. Was he given a year, was he given 18 months, I don't
So,
know. So we should probably
I
revisit that.
can't be
Do
for
you-
sure.
A
I was
year.
gonna say, I thought I watched.
All right, so
a
maybe
year.
we should reach out to him to see
When
where
Tom
he
did
is with
say
that.
he communicated, I don't know if Tom said at that meeting where he was talking about the waiver that I know he said we needed to stay on top of that and make sure that, he complies with some fire protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully doesn't get another permit, but I don't know if Tom had actually spoken to the fire chief about that. I can't say that I remember if he said he spoke to the chief or
Yeah,
not.
I don't remember.
But that's definitely something, I mean,
So we're coming up on that window, so it's something that we should have him come present next month and see where he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
think of
I'd say see if he can bring his permits too, the ones that he has. I
Well,
don't know if that,
They're
It's
under a
not.
different name.
So they're
So I
under
had a
an
hard time
LLC, I
looking
believe,
Gotcha.
Yes,
because
so
he's
I-
an LLC.
LC, gotcha.
So
Okay.
theoretically, he doesn't need that.
Yeah.
A lot, I don't quite understand the whole LLC, but they definitely operate and can operate
Yeah,
different
no.
than all your other businesses,
Gotcha, so it's under LLC.
because he's an LLC.
Okay.
So
it's
it
an
means he's
LLC.
independent.
Correct, and he's a limited liability corporation. So he pays a fee to be an LLC, and I don't know enough about it,
Yeah.
but they're different than your incorporated or your,
Mm-hmm.
they are, there's a thing,
And that's
so.
how he's gotten away with being
Yeah,
like grandfathered
that's
in.
what
And we don't
because
even
he's
have
an
that,
LLC.
like grandfather, like, so he's
No, right.
grandfathered in, there's no documentation that it's grandfathered, it's just that it's always been
Yeah,
that
'cause
way. It's one of
I
those
did
things in
hear
a
him
small
always
town. I think,
Word of mouth was.
Yes.
I remember
I
him
know.
saying on a video prior that he was an LLC,
Yeah.
and when he went to go get a business certificate for the town hall, the town clerk says, oh, you don't need one, you're an LLC.
so he falls under a different set of.
So, and
Gotcha.
I'm having a flashback to, again, prior to me, but
Yeah.
because I was watching.
Okay.
All right, we'll revisit that and
Yeah, see
Yeah.
where he is. All right, next up, Peace Haven.
Hi, so I'm the translate for her.
Okay,
Okay.
just make sure you introduce yourself so we have it on record and the people at home know who
okay.
everyone is.
Let me just Okay, so I'm Yan, translate for her.
Okay.
Okay, so this place have been for a year. The process is stuck here. Before we have a hearing already, and then I'm not sure because I translate before, and then between I don't know what happened, and then it got stuck here. And then last time I called the health department, it says the people work part-time. We will try to move forward your document, but it's stuck somewhere. We want to know what happened.
So I believe where we were was there was still a lot of documentation that was missing on their part.
他说有一些资料是缺失。what kind of documentation?
Well,
is
see,
missing?
that's what we weren't aware of, so,
Do we have body works regulations?
no.
They're not,
Yes, we do.
Oh, we do, yeah, we
have
do.
those.
But we were missing something, weren't
we
we?
have existing
Yeah.
And then
regulations.
we want,
Yeah.
Tom wanted us to
That's
change
all.
it to those
Yeah.
ones.
Okay,
But we keep. putting it
right,
off.
okay. So I would have to look at the old regulations, I thought we just had the Tom regulations. I mean,
No, we
I
had
couldn't give them any answers.
existing ones from, but I think there was documents that were missing according to what our agent said at the time. And then he was not with us, and then Mr. Purcell came on board. And we didn't have access to the original agent's documents. So we didn't know what was missing. But I know that there was some stuff per in that was missing.
So, Amanda, do you happen to know, if I ask you a few questions, if they have documentation? Do you have copies of their passports, IDs, social security cards, birth certificates, translation of the birth certificate? Because they're gonna submit you a birth certificate from their country, and then there's a translation one that they would also have with it. Do they have Corey's? Do they have Sori's? Do they have first aid?
I couldn't tell you if they have.
Okay, these are all the documentations right off the top of my head that you would need.
But she's got a checklist.
right
说有人辞了，然后有人新工作，所以可能资料被移掉了，所以他们现在在看什么资料需要补。
Do they have any of that with them now?
Not now, because we
Okay.
don't know there's document missing. Because
Yeah.
every time we call the person
Well,
not working, that's
In the application process, it should have all,
Yeah, yeah,
all the
submit everything, yeah.
documentations in the application.
yeah, everything is submitted in the application.
Okay, so maybe look to see what kind of documentation they have with that application, because that could be, we're missing documentation.
That's what Tom said too.
Right.
Yeah,
He said
and-
we rejected it because it's missing documentation.
Okay, but he didn't say what documentation.
And can you see what documents are missing?
I can see what documents they
You
uploaded.
know what?
I may not know what
You know
it
what?
is.
Right,
So-
If you could just let us know what is there.
Okay.
And of course, we'll need the checklist so we can compare what's there with the checklist.
Yeah,
And maybe we can give some.
right, I have my own regulations in my own town. All regulations are different, but the first, once I started reading,
Yeah.
they're
There.
pretty much close. Another one, I don't know if you have in here, but a certification from Body Works certification.
Yeah.
They have a Body Works certification through like, it's like a 5-letter, something, something, Body Works of Asia.
哦，是有没有那个 bodywork 的证
And I don't know if it's in our old regs.
？Yeah, yes.
Okay, we'll need the documentation.
Okay, that's
whatever.
all, yeah.
不用拿说有没有，有就行，不是说现在有。
These are the ones we have.
Yes, that's
So we're
what,
not going off of.
I know,
All right,
that's-
okay, I'm just making sure
Yes,
that,
the
Yeah,
ones
no.
that he wanted to change to
We
be
didn't-
much more specific.
correct.
That's what.
Yeah, like Corey's and Sori's.
不知道缺什么资料。
Corey's and
他说
Sori's are usually tough to get back, but
so can we put together and give them an idea of what they can come back with? Tomorrow is Friday, so by Monday, of all the things that they have, and then we can do some homework on our end? Or is it just easier for us to go into the computer system and find it that way? It's not something that once it's been submitted and you clicked on it, whether it was approved or not, because they made the checklist, it doesn't disappear, right? That
doesn't
record's,
disappear.
okay. So we can go back in and find it ourselves?
You can, but I can just as easily
Okay.
get it all for them, send
Yeah.
one email out.
one email will let us know what documentation they have, and I can look over it and see what they're possibly missing.
Tom said that there was quite a language barrier.
So that's another thing.
找
Yeah.
我们缺什么，他们写下来，然后再告诉我们，
Yeah.
说可
I
能
don't
周
think
一、周
language
二
is necessary,
能
there's
知道
language。in there.
So will you be present with them through this whole process? Because I think it was hard for them to understand
Yeah.
us and,
Yeah, I won't be able, but most part,
You gotta watch that.
like recently I can.
Okay.
Like recently. Like, are you guys going to email or call to let us know?
so Amanda's gonna go through the checklist
Uh-huh.
to see what was submitted.
Okay.
And then we can figure out what is missing. And then from there, we will let you know. We'll let you know what is missing, so you can put those together.
What's your phone number?
We'll need contact information.
Okay, I can. Oh, I can write it down.
Yeah.
So she would be contacting you, or right?
Do you think texting is okay? Because
No, I would double check.
only
now.
call.
Yeah.
only call. 只能打电话。我上课的时候我可以直接回我给他的电话。有你的电话。
We need to make sure that whoever Amanda is communicating with can understand her.
Sorry.
哎呀，不用，跟老莫的吧。老莫也说不清楚了，算了，跟那个。Late train. Sorry.
Is this your number?
No, it is.
Whose phone number is it?
That's my friend. My friend, not here, come here a lot of time.
And she can translate and
Yes,
she'll be able
translate,
to
yes,
speak
yes,
to
yes.
us. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So like probably Monday or.
No, it's
Oh, I'm gonna be straight with you.
Okay.
And give us more than Monday.
Okay.
You're probably talking middle of the week, end of the week. I mean, by
Okay.
the time we get the email, we see the documentation, we get back to her with something that we're missing, you know.
Okay, okay.
So
By the end of the week.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
Okay.
yeah, yeah. If you don't hear from us by the end of the week, start calling Amanda.
Okay.
Every 10 minutes. I mean,
10, I was gonna say every
you know,
8.
we can have a little fun here. We don't always have
Your phone's off the hook.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
We lost Amanda.
Something else?
Like what phone number can I call? Like directly so
Yeah.
I can.
It's right up here, right? 949-81-8017, is that it?
On the top?
8012.
Oh, what is it? 8012, okay. That must be just town hall.
Do we have?
Yeah, you can also, do you have something to write it down?
好了。
You writing it for her? Want this copy? I have two.
Yes, I called a lot of times, nobody answered her.
Yeah, it was given to us at the 7:90.
Every day is cool. I called her every
7:09
day.
or 7:15?
Nobody answered her.
Oh, there we go.
Amanda?
Yeah, Amanda, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Anything else? No, anything else? No? All right. You're welcome. You're welcome, ladies. Have a good night.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so we're up to new business.
Thank you.
Adam Martin, 5 Camelot Circle Septic. Is that you? All right, come on up.
How you doing? I was just
Just
wondering,
gotta introduce yourself.
Adam Martin, 5 Camelot Circle. Just wondering, I'm just trying to get my septic signed off on, finalized, you know, want to get that checked off on my list, so. can-
Yep.
What I was told, that any one of you guys can sign off on it, and
Is it completed?
yes. The only thing you got is the certificate of compliance that needs to be signed. and-
You received the as-built,
Yeah, we just need somebody to sign the certificate of compliance.
and it was inspected.
Yes,
Who was
Tom
the
did.
inspector? Tom inspected it?
Oh, Tom did,
Because when I brought her the paperwork, Tom was getting in the
You
elevator.
Bottom, middle, bottom.
Yes. I did, yep, all the inspections. So we-
Straightforward, that, I mean, if we have the authority to sign off on it.
Yeah, as long as we have all the copies of
If
all the
we have
inspections.
all the information, it's all set, it's passed.
We can look
Tom
at
already
it.
inspected
Inspection's
it.
done.
Yeah.
The as-built I really like to have, because that could change a little bit. Couple inches, but it should show on the, you know what I mean? So as long as we have an as-built and stamped as-built, and it's a PE stamped as-built,
Yep.
professional engineer, I'm sorry.
Oh, is that
I'm
gym
speaking,
teacher?
I'm
Is
speaking
that
your
gym
language,
teacher?
not your language.
Yep.
Yeah,
pulmonary
it's a
embolism?
pretty straightforward, it should be a, you know, if all the documentation there is passed,
Who wants to sign it?
Can you get it to me tomorrow?
I'll be here tomorrow till 11.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I can always stop by too, and just take a look at everything, make sure it's all stamped and
So
all
we
that.
got-
This is going in the computer?
the inspection has been done.
How am I signing this?
And you
If you
just,
have to sign,
everything's
physically
there.
sign them.
So-
Oh. Can I turf that to you?
Yeah, I have tomorrow off, so I can swing by and just, I want to just make sure all the documents are, you know, look at the engineer stamp and all that before I sign it, just because my name's going on it, make sure.
I get it, I get it.
From there, yeah, I can swing by tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll talk to you, we'll figure out a time.
Yeah, I'll get to 11, so.
Oh, okay, perfect. I- tomorrow
still need
off.
all my
Okay.
stuff.
Gonna cut into my sleeping in time, but.
So I need to mention it right there.
Are you guys okay with
So as
that?
long as the inspection has been done and all the paperwork is there.
As long as everything's.
Yeah, we
in-
can't do the
typically-
inspection.
But right, exactly.
Typically, we're not gonna
But
get an as-built
inspection.
until everything is done. That's why I asked to make sure it was an as-built.
What's an as-built?
As-built.
Oh.
Yeah, but why are you saying that? Why
So-
do you-
so-
what does that
so
mean?
he-
It
he
sounds like it's obvious, right?
He submits three septic plans.
Okay,
We look at the septic plan. We
okay,
approve it.
yep,
He's approved. His engineer or his machinist goes out there and they realize that they have to move that D-box 3 feet this way. It doesn't meet this plan, so we make them do an as-built plan. So they give us a plan as it was built.
okay, that was
Yeah, am I
good.
pretty good?
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's
You know what I
exactly
mean?
it. I mean,
Yeah.
things
So
don't always
basically,
fall exactly as they're supposed to.
Exactly.
You can't say that it was passed based on the original document, because it
Right.
doesn't
My-
match.
Yeah, my
Okay,
as-built shows
understood.
the original plan,
All right.
and then it has an overlay of what it is now.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then it's stamped by the
Yep.
engineer, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
With
so all
signed
these
stamp, so
these
yeah.
are all.
Yeah, we-
Okay.
Yeah, because the
all right.
engineer comes up with
Yeah.
the,
Make sure.
compliance paperwork for it, and so.
yeah.
So should we make a motion? I can do it. So I make a motion for Board of Health member Anna Durgan to review the as-built documentation for signature. Is that enough? All right,
For 5 Camelot.
for 5 Camelot Circle septic.
I'll second that.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right, passes.
Thank you very much.
Very well.
So, yeah, give us a week or, I don't know, it's.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
Just
I'll
wanted
be
to-
there.
I don't want to say a week, but it could be 10 days, just, you know what I mean? We're a little short-handed.
I'm gonna stop by tomorrow,
Yeah,
I pull it
so.
every 8 minutes, right?
I did say 10, I
7.
believe.
I brought it
But I'll
down.
negotiate the number.
Thanks, have a great night.
Any other as-bills coming?
Oh, we've got a few that are in.
Oh,
We have a few more.
as-bills in, so, but now we understand that now that you know.
Yeah.
So do we have to sign off on the as-bills? at
But the
another
problem
meet-
is-
Every time
No.
we have a meeting? No. They can be.
Yeah.
So the as-bills,
But are they inspected? 'Cause we're not a
Right,
health
right,
agent.
yeah.
That's
If
the,
they're not,
that's
we can't sign
the issue
them.
we're gonna have a
So
problem
not all
with.
as-bills are inspected?
No.
No,
That's-
because,
okay.
yeah, we
It
don't have
should
a health
be.
agent.
because it shouldn't be put in unless it was inspected. You shouldn't get that as-built plan.
They tried, don't they?
Right, it had to
They
be.
tried,
Yeah,
they
because
tried.
if you're giving me an as-built plan and the system's not in, it's not as-built.
It wasn't approved by the board.
Right.
It's like a
The
kitchen
original
plan, right?
was approved.
I think we have one that there was never a final inspection on.
Cause that's gonna be the
I think it was
problem.
after Tom left, and then they turned in the as-built, and they told me that they're not digging it up again.
Well,
We don't have to approve that.
that's gonna be a problem.
So it's the same concept with the well
When they
plan.
come before the board.
We should probably ask them to.
Do we, trying to think.
Because Tom, wouldn't it be the same as a restaurant
So-
plan? If you made a change, every time there's a change, the Board of Health has to approve it. So it's the same concept, right? If it never came to us, we are not gonna say yes to approval until we have a plan that shows the changes.
Yes.
You said you're gonna have 3 sinks over here in the original plan, and then you're in the middle of the building, and then you say, well, I'm not gonna do 3 sinks here, I'm gonna do 2 here and 1 here. You put it in, and then you go for an inspection, like, whoa, this,
Yeah, right.
this
No.
plan says,
Yeah.
so if you were going to do that, it should have been a resubmittal for the
Correct.
board to review
Yeah.
that. That's how I'm trying to
Yeah.
understand the same thing with this
Yeah,
whole
let me do a
well.
little digging on the way the septic works, because I'm still fairly new, but I am very knowledgeable, obviously. But, you know, the way I see it is you get the plan, the original plan,
Mhm.
and that shows all your setbacks. That's gonna show the distance from your house to the tank, your house to the pump, your house to the D-box, your house to the leaching field. Leaching field to your well, setback has to be 100 feet, you know what I mean?
Anytime there's a deviation of that original plan,
Correct.
you have to come back in front of the
Right.
board. I remember
But
this with Jen.
yeah.
We've done this
Yeah.
before, haven't we?
You know, I mean, if you need the D-box moved, you should be known.
But
It's gotta be known, but if
Yeah.
it still meets
It
the
also-
setbacks.
Has to be inspected every step of the way when you pull
Three
one in.
inspections.
Yes,
Bottom,
exactly.
component,
But that's what I'm
top.
wondering, if they submitted it, did they have those 3 inspections? Because we don't have a health agent, so I don't
Right.
know how
If
that
they had
last
2
inspection
inspections,
would
you're
have
just
been
not the
done.
final. You just need the
Yeah.
top inspection, which.
But is the board
That's-
going to accept the engineer doing the inspections because you did on Corbin Road?
Hmm.
was prior to us, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was before you guys.
But I think
Yeah,
I
it was-
So
remember,
the 2 houses on Corbin Road.
I
Yeah.
remember the Corbin Road one. I was at
Was
those
that
meetings.
the Phil Davis ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
William
So
Stevens?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Jen looked at those plans.
yeah.
You know, Jen wasn't on the board at that time.
I don't remember why.
We
I
did
don't
have a
know.
healt agent though, because Patrick started with
So,
them.
but,
and
yeah.
then
I remember
He
that.
started with them, but he never did the inspections.
And we wouldn't have done the inspections.
No.
We went up.
The engineer did the inspections.
Yeah, the engineer did.
And you guys accepted that at the meeting.
Yeah, because the engineer stamped it and signed off on it, and at that point,
They'd
I think
hold
we-
hold him liable at that point.
it would hold him liable at that point, because he signed off and
Yeah.
he used his stamp, which is
Yeah.
he used his license on it, and that's, I think, why we signed off on it, was because legally it would fall on him,
Yeah.
just because we didn't have anyone to do it. We can't hold up a house, based off of that. So that's the only, the issue, we don't have a health agent, so I don't know
Yeah.
who's gonna do the final inspections. That's where we're gonna have a problem with these. Because I'm curious about the one you have, has it, you know what I mean? Been it in just the last one, or
Yeah.
is there no they shouldn't have gone to step 2 unless they had the first one inspected. So,
Have to look. Tom
yeah.
has done like the others, but not the
I would
final.
assume if it's recent.
Oh boy.
Is there anyone else in the town that can do them? I know they have to have a certain license to inspect them, from what I'm understanding. Is that correct? That is.
I don't know if we
Yeah,
have
through
anyone.
the state. Do you know what exactly the state license is? Do you know what it?
Title V, what it entails?
Just the title, they have to have the Title
2.
V, they have to have 2.
You have soil evaluator
Mhm.
and system inspector.
Mm.
System inspector is pretty easy.
Mhm.
The soil evaluator, that's a different story.
So, I think this is where I would bring up where, for these certificates of compliance, I think
Yeah.
maybe Nelson could cover the septic plan reviews and permits for the next few months, do you think?
If he has a proper
He
license.
has a
then-
license.
Does
I
he?
don't know if he
I'm
does.
not- My guess is I don't think he has an SI.
Oh,
I don't
so we would
think
have
so
to have that
either.
license.
Yeah.
But not to inspect it, but just to sign off on the reviews and permits. But he needs a license to inspect. Does he need a
No, he
license to do
needs-
everything?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because the health agent usually signs off on those when they're submitted. They go and inspect and they sign off on it.
If they're certified.
If they're certified, yes, exactly. And I know the last 2 were. So,
Now, George Slingo was not licensed.
no, he was not. And that was a
So-
problem, and that shouldn't have been happening.
I wasn't the chair. I had no
I
say in
saw
that,
that
so
in the
I don't
town
know.
report, and that's
Yeah.
why I had
We-
brought up
we
the
had
saying at one
asked.
point,
I
because
don't think it was
but
a chair's fault. I'm not
No,
saying
no,
that
no,
at
no.
all. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
that was before my time, so I don't know anything about that. I don't know
Yeah.
Mhm.
how that happened. I
So
think
we need
because he was
somebody who
trained.
has-
I
Somebody
don't
who
Yeah.
know.
has the license
So
to
You
sign
have
off
to
on
have
some of
it.
this stuff.
What?
So he wasn't supposed to be
Technically, we had asked to see a copy of all of his licensing because he had been signing off on septic systems, and at that point, he could not provide a current license. So we don't know if he was in the past, and that's why he let it lapse and he continued, or if he never had one. But the town of Dudley could not produce
You
one.
do not let that
So,
lapse.
I don't
Yeah,
disagree
I
with
don't-
you
I don't know.
whatsoever, but this is what we were told,
Small
and this
money,
is why,
Small contact hours.
but they continued to do it, and there
You
were
let it lapse,
problems.
there's a whole class all over again.
This is what we were told, and that's why there was no license on public record, and it should have been a public record. It should have been, it's a public record, you
Yeah.
should be able to obtain
up
it, and
somebody's
there was
license.
Well, you can, there's a
none.
license look.
Oh,
Yeah.
there is in
You
the
know.
state, I know,
Yeah.
but that's why we couldn't find it when there was a problem, we
So
went to the
Title
town,
V
and they
in
couldn't find it
soil
either.
are through New
So-
England. Well, through the state.
I know there was a reason why, but I don't remember.
They
I don't
didn't
remember.
give us a reason, they just told us they couldn't find it, and that was
So then
pretty
what
much
happens
it.
with all of the things he signed up?
Well, that's a legal liability for the town of Dudley, but if the problem too is homeowners insurance, if they find out that there's a problem and the homeowners insurance asks for the licensing for the people that signed off and there is no licensing, that's gonna be a problem. The homeowners insurance can deny the claim to cover it, and that's gonna be a problem for the people that own the house, which in turn is gonna be a problem for, I would assume, the town. So,
So can an, okay, but an engineer, any of the engineers that are
if
working
they
for
have
these
that
people,
licensing.
if the engineer working for these these contractors or whatever has the license.
My guess is if he has his.
Most of them do, from my
Then
understanding.
could they sign off on some of this?
So I know I looked up the perk thing. Per mass regulations, the Board of Health either Board of Health member or the agent has to be present to witness the perk test.
But you need the license.
No, I read the regulation, so I would imagine the health agent would have theirs, because all you're doing is witnessing, and we don't have a license, but we could be there.
You could,
To
but you
witness it.
couldn't sign.
No, we're not signing anything.
You could be
On-
there to witness,
on
but
a
you,
perk.
yes,
We're
but
not-
you can't sign
Yeah, we're
it.
not signing anything, we can witness it, so I don't know if it's the same thing for what we're talking about
You
now.
can witness it, but if you don't have your license.
I'm not signing
No,
anything.
no.
Yeah.
First of all, with a perk, you don't sign.
I hear you.
I'm not signing anything.
You don't sign.
Yeah, no, I'm just
So
saying, like,
basically,
to
you're
answer
there
your
doing the
question,
perk,
like,
you do the perk,
you just-
you're there with the engineer.
yeah.
The
You
engineer
decide,
signs it, we just
you
witness it.
decide.
Yes.
There has to be a
Because I would
We
guess it's
say
their
yes,
checklist
pass,
that said, was
and
the Board of
then
Health here? Yeah.
he's like, okay,
Yeah.
take my pictures, I take my pictures,
Okay.
I go back 2 weeks later,
Yep.
I get the form.
Got it.
And my name's
Okay.
already on it.
Yeah.
Witness.
Right, yeah, because that's all we're doing.
Right.
We're not doing any
But you
signatures.
need, but you need the state license
To witness.
to witness.
I don't think I saw that it said that. If you're a health agent,
No.
I didn't see that. I looked it up today and I
It's the
I
state of
asked.
Massachusetts, you need a soil evaluator license through the state of Massachusetts to be a witness.
Yeah, it didn't say that. Okay, I
They're
looked.
gonna
'cause
change that.
I looked
They're
it
gonna
up because
change
on
the
it
class.
said, Board of
Because if that was
Health.
the case, they wouldn't have
Yeah.
sent me for a $2,000 class to get my
But.
soil evaluator.
Yeah, but then why would they write, why would it say
Yeah, maybe
Board
they-
of Health
may-
or Health Agent?
Maybe the board has different, but not, I don't think they will do the state.
No, of course not, but
You
it
know what
says
I
it
mean?
under the mass regulation,
Yeah.
I looked it up today. Because I had asked Jen about it, I said, are Board of Health members allowed to be a witness for a perk test? And she said, yes, under 310, whatever, so I looked it up.
CMI 310.
Yeah, I looked it up, and it said, Board of Health or Board of Health agent. So I was like, so what does that entail? As a Board of Health member, I want to know if myself or one of my board members goes, it says to witness. What does that mean? Because I'm not signing anything, because I'm not trained. So
But
now
we would
I
just be
know
there to
it's
make
at
sure it's being done.
60
Pretty much.
minutes?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
60 seconds?
gathering
I don't
from
remember
it.
the number now, right? Right,
Well,
that's what
you're
she said.
sitting in
It's
a
just-
field
We're
for
just making sure it's.
2+ hours.
That's what, yeah, so she said, you just a witness, I would imagine it's kind of like a permit checklist, you need all these things. This is their checklist saying, was the Board of Health representative present? Yep, there they are, that's why we're a witness, right? So, but it didn't say anything about a license for a Board of Health
Yeah,
member to
because
be
on mine, it
present.
says my name, and then they should put your license number. but they don't.
Because you're an agent.
Right.
So I would imagine if our agent went, they have a
Right.
license, but it didn't, I don't,
I personally
I
don't
know.
think you could witness it without a state license. I don't
Really?
care who
Okay.
you are.
All right, well, we need somebody in town wants to step up and help out Board of Health.
Yeah.
You have the proper certifications.
So I guess we'll just keep going on this subject. Well,
Yeah.
I reached out to Jim,
Yeah.
he called me today.
Oh, we did?
He called me today, and the reason why it took him so long to call me back was because he couldn't do it, but he was trying to find somebody who could, and then he wanted to call me
So
with
you had
that.
mentioned Michael.
Yeah, so Jim's like, I also called Connor, and Connor gave me this guy's name. I go, he gave me that name too.
Yeah.
And I emailed him, and I texted him today, and he said he was out of town visiting family, so tomorrow morning we're gonna connect, he's gonna call me.
So I have got a little background, not much. Yes, he was with the coalition in Leicester,
Okay,
not for actual Leicester. So he did do some work for the coalition,
Okay.
food-wise, only
Okay.
food.
and then there was another, person that I had reached out to. Jen Sullivan used to be the health agent or director in Webster. She's currently in Westboro. So I just happened to reach out to her to see if she wanted to, if she could help us per diem. You know, it's all per diem, you know, as needed for this long list of things that we have. Obviously, not going to be present for us like Tom was, because we don't have that right now, but if somebody could get us caught up on all of these things. So she wanted, you know, ask me a couple of questions, and I said I didn't know. We were having a meeting today, and we were gonna talk about it. So she was asking about hours, she was asking about a rate. Ideally, it would be lovely for this person to help us, her, if we could do, you know, up to 20, 25 hours, but she works full-time,
Yes.
and that's not ideal. She's gonna work, she would, I don't know if this Michael individual works full-time as well either, so I think we would have to really lower our expectations, because we're gonna burn somebody out, and then no one's gonna help us, right? So, I don't know, I'm just talking out loud, this is what our meeting is about, right? Like, we have to start slow, we have to start with maybe 10 hours to 15 hours a week to get, and just to get somebody to help us to start with those. There's some people in town that, their houses, the sale of their houses on the
Yes,
line.
to
Like,
it.
so that would be
Yeah.
first. We've got the craft fair coming up, so that would have to come first versus some other things, you know, everything is important. I'm not saying that it's not. However, somebody needs to sell their house because they need to close up all these doors, right? The craft fair is coming. We know Nichols is having a thing, right? So I'm just, these are my thoughts. This is what I'm thinking as I'm gonna like talk to these people, to be like, you know, if somebody says, yes, I'll help you, but I could give you 5 to 7 hours a week, guys, I'm gonna take it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna take it, right?
I think
We
we have-
we gotta take it.
We have to keep.
We gotta get these things done, you know, because we're not getting the phone calls. Amanda's getting the calls. Amanda's getting the people coming in saying, when is this gonna be done? And her response is, you know, I don't know, the board is working on it, and we are working on it, but we don't know. And that's unfortunate, because we don't know. This happened fast. It was unfortunate the way it happened. And we have to pick up the pieces and kind of scramble. And we, you know, I tried the contacts that I knew, and Jim was telling me all the contacts. He knows so many more people that I even know. And he said, people are so busy, they're so swamped, that they don't even have any extra time to do anything. And the time that they had on the weekends, they don't want to give it up because they need to recoup. So much stuff has been cut, right? So I take it personal that this is going on for us, because I feel really bad. But then when
Happens at every other
I didn't
town.
know that until I started talking to people, right? To be like, why is it always us? Why are we under a black cloud? What are we doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And then you have these discussions. It's like, okay, I don't want other towns to struggle, but other towns are also struggling too. So I think I'm happy to help with the permits while I can, while I'm in between jobs. I have a town-issued laptop. I can do the checklists myself. I know you had offered to help as well, but once I get back to working, I need someone to take over for me. I can't
You
do
really
it.
wanna go back to work? Why don't you
Not-
become-
not-
why don't
not
you
really.
become the Leicester Health agent?
I really-
I mean,
Leicester.
I'm sorry, I'm
Come on
Deadly.
now.
Dudley Health agent.
No, I don't really want to go back to work. It's been
But, I mean, you're a
nice, but-
nurse, you could be a health agent.
No, I don't,
No?
no.
Well,
Nice try,
It
Tom.
takes an odd breed, trust me.
Or you could be Dudley's.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have
Is that a
some.
no?
That is a no. I will not.
We
in the town
tried
I
this. I
live
think
in.
I tried this when he was running. I was like,
Trying
hey,
to-
look at this great job.
Actually, somebody's husband tried.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get on this agenda
Right.
here.
So we are
So-
working on keeping things moving, we're making, you made a
We're
bunch of
making a
phone
little
calls.
headway.
I think,
We already volunteered doing this, we're gonna volunteer to do more.
yeah, I think we should reach out to Nelson and just ask him, hey, do you have this? I don't think he does, but hey, let's hear it from him, and then if he does, you know what I mean? Like, I think it never hurts to ask about the
Well, good thing
septics.
is, oh, excuse me, I don't know about Dudley, but septics are just about done. They stop in like November.
I know, but we have some that need to be.
Yeah.
Right, that, signed off.
Oh,
on.
yeah.
There's no install.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
weather-wise,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
say,
true.
let's do West Dudley was one of them, is he the one that needs his, what was he,
There's one left for bond inspection.
a lot of,
So they're trying to get it in before the real cold weather.
Yeah. Well, it's almost tomorrow.
Right.
It's almost tomorrow, so maybe it'll be a great conversation, you know?
Yeah.
And regardless of the outcome, I'll send you an email to share with the board and,
so do we have to vote on us doing these permit things, volunteering more hours to do the permits, or
We
we
can-
just
we
have-
can.
Or we just have to discuss it and then we can do it?
right.
Like what is the?
We can vote on it if you want.
I
So
don't
it's
know
on
if
the
I,
record.
I'm just, I don't know
Yeah.
how that, you know, I just wanna make sure we're
I
doing
think
things the right way.
Yeah, and I think a general, so
Yeah.
we don't have to keep coming back
Yeah.
and saying, you know, we're gonna continue this discussion to continue to find someone.
Yes.
And nothing will be finalized without the five of us talking about it again. So I'm happy to move forward and talk to these people, the connections that I can make, and once I hear what they say, if it's yes or no, we will come back together and discuss it some more. So that way we don't have to say, hey, are you guys okay with me talking to this guy? Hey, you guys okay with me talking to her? We have like an umbrella.
Correct.
We can do that, but nothing will be finalized because the five of us have to do this together. And I wouldn't want to do it by myself. So, yeah, I think we should just have it on record to make the
Yes.
motion.
Okay,
So I can do it. I'll make a motion where the Board of Health members will
volunteer more time.
volunteer some time to do the permits per the checklist.
Do the checklist, but we
Yeah.
can't issue,
We cannot issue
we
the,
cannot issue them, so people just need to know.
because
we
it's
have
not
to-
an inspection.
Right, we can't do inspections, we're not licensed, we're not trained, but we can volunteer more time and at least go through the checklists so that when we find somebody who can do an inspection, we're ready. We're more ready to go, to be of service to the public.
So am I setting you each up on the board for permits, or?
If they want to help, if not, you know,
Well, I would have to bill.
yeah, you can't.
I don't know.
if you can.
Right,
I think there was a conflict
There's
for you,
only-
Tom.
I know.
Sorry.
I think there's only one laptop, otherwise, so one member can have the
Yeah.
laptop, or we could share the like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Anna gets it, on Wednesdays and Fridays, I get it, we could do something, I mean, I volunteered you.
I was just gonna say.
I know, I'm
think
just.
so.
Anna's like, I'm sleeping till 11 tomorrow.
10:30. Be there before 11.
And then there's the computer in the other office that somebody can use too, but you have to go to town hall,
So, yeah.
So, what do you, I mean, you can set me up on something.
Yeah.
Just need to know, like, who's gonna do I just assign permits to whoever?
Well,
Am I
we
assigning,
can't,
like, food
yeah.
permits to her,
So.
well permits to you, and
Yeah,
so
that's
right
fine.
Right now, oh, you get, so, it's coming,
What?
busy time.
The renewals just went, reminders for the renewals just went out this year.
For
Just
what?
Today, for food permits.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're gonna get all 30 some odd, 40 some odd.
47.
Well, I think what's existing right now for food?
Temp, we get temp forms.
Right now, temps.
Yeah,
is
So
what's-
how many is that?
Probably 15 to 20 right now.
so I would say, assign, was it you that said you were willing to
I
do
can,
the?
I can do a little bit, I mean, I
Yeah.
can't do like, I can't add 10 hours onto it.
No,
But, you know, I can do what I can do when I.
But if we
Yeah.
can at least have these temporary food if they have all the documentation, it's a quick, yep, they have the documentation.
Right, it's
Let's
just a
get it back
checklist,
to Amanda, and you do the permitting, right?
Mhm.
Right, so you just
Not-
need the yes or the no.
Yeah,
And
well,
it's-
she just needs to click off yes.
Well,
or no.
right,
You just
at
have
the
to go
end,
through it
after
all.
she reviews, she
Mhm.
clicks yay or nay.
Yes.
And when she goes yay, it goes to you. You get a smiley face,
Smiley
yay,
face, they got their-
and then you permit.
Yeah.
This is still not an inspection.
No.
Just have to make that clear.
So
Right.
that, I'd like to talk about that when we get to that.
I think we skipped around a
did,
little
I
bit.
said that,
That's
you
okay.
skipped around,
I'm
so.
sorry, my bad.
Um,
Acknowledge that I went out of order, my bad. Got carried away there.
So do you want me to continue on the food inspections?
Sure, let's just finish it.
So I just,
We're at
food
it.
inspections, for Nichols College Fright Fest and Shepherd Hill Craft Fair. So those two look like they are the two that we're need.
Yes.
Okay. Both have temporary food permits, and both have several temporary food permits.
Craft fair's a lot bigger.
Craft Fair?
Yeah, the Shepherd Hill one?
Yep.
So they're all set with their food permits.
No,
Oh, I thought you just said they
no, that,
Oh.
they need, there's some,
You'll be issuing them.
yeah, you'll be approving them so she can issue them.
didn't.
Um,
Nichols and Sharp.
So those need to be inspected. So is the inspections in Dudley online yet?
No.
Okay, still paper?
For temporary food permits, yes.
Okay.
Regular food inspections, there's a template and everything online.
You know, using the same inspection form? Okay. So there's a certain form that Dudley uses for temporary food inspections?
There was, I don't know where he has it, I have to search the office.
Okay. That's odd. I mean, I only use one inspection form for whole residential. Okay.
Well, so I'm gonna just digress just a little bit. I'm gonna sidebar on that for a minute, but does that make your life easier to have one form? Is it something that as a board we should adopt?
No, not necessarily. I
'Cause
don't
I'm
want to
looking
change
at- that's a great
anything
idea.
that's something working. But, I mean, I run with the basic state form. It's a 3-page carbon copy. It's 3 pages, and it's double-paged. So we get the top, the bottom goes to the consumer, you know, to the,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. But nowadays, a lot of people are going to program online. So basically, they walk around with a tablet and the application, the inspection form is right on the tablet. And you do it. And, you know, in, out, in, NA, NO, whatever. And then you take pictures of where you have to, and then you email the report.
That's what I thought we were doing at Dudley.
We
Yeah,
do have that,
we
because,
do.
but then didn't Pat say something about that? He didn't like it because there wasn't a way, it was just a yes and a no, and there was no way to comment why it was a no?
Who's the online?
I feel-
is it
no.
No,
opened up?
it's,
Is it plus?
I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
I feel like we had this discussion and he didn't like it, so he went to a paper or something.
I mean,
He
I-
didn't
then-
like it because you had to have something wrong. You couldn't just put 0. It made him put in whatever it was that was wrong.
Yeah, I remember that, so,
That- yeah,
All right,
that
well-
doesn't make sense, but, okay, it's just a question, but, you know.
Oh, Food Code Pro is the name of it. Food Code Pro, and you have Housing Code Pro.
Food Code Pro.
Yep.
I'll look at that.
Okay.
So how many permits are these? How many are there? These two?
With the Shepherd Hill, probably 30 or 40.
It's
They're
huge.
gonna have
But-
30 or 40?
It's huge.
Oh, so indoor and outdoor, right?
The food trucks are usually outdoors. They do have some indoors,
They
the
do
last
have
time I
some
went.
Okay.
red food vendors.
Yeah,
And is
it's
this-
huge. It's the gym, it's the
is
cafeteria,
this-
it's the hallway.
Is this the once a year
Yes.
craft fair?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
huge.
it's fun. You should go. I love
So,
it.
but I think we just have to continue to say this out loud, that we are willing to help with the process, the checklist, to make sure that the applicant has everything that's required. And a permit, if everything is there and the permit is issued, it does not mean that you have passed inspection. We don't have a health agent
Yeah.
to do that yet. This is what we're working
So
on.
they-
So I just want people in the public to understand that we could, you may be issued a permit, but the inspection part is what we are looking to fix.
So what happens-
So
I was
you're not
just about
supposed
to
to go to the vendor fair or open your food truck without the inspection, right?
So that's, we gotta talk about that.
Yeah.
The
Right.
inspections. So the inspection should be done at the event. So
Yeah,
if
we
we're-
don't have a person to do it, is what I'm saying.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but if you're permitting them,
To go.
they're allowed to be there until they get
Okay.
inspected. If they
So-
do not inspect well,
Gotcha.
then I shut them down. or
Correct.
And leave.
Somebody shuts them down and sends them
I
on
didn't
their
want,
way.
I didn't say it as tactfully as you, but yes, that was what
Gotcha.
I was getting at. They can still go, but they need to be aware that,
At some point that day.
Oh, at some point that day. Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
It wasn't like before they even start serving food. It was.
should
You know how
be.
long it's gonna take to inspect 40 people prior to the biggest event in Dudley?
No.
So you
Not
I
a
mean,
clue.
I mean,
But
typically
yeah, I
this
see
is
what you're saying.
You go.
I didn't think of
You
that.
let them all get up, and I show up an hour after things happen.
Gotcha.
Because I want them all running.
Okay, I see what you're
I
saying.
want to inspect them in process.
while they're doing that.
Gotcha.
Correct. I want to see
I see
gloves.
it.
I want to see, I want to see
Yeah.
certain things.
I see what you're saying.
I want to make sure
So
that.
this last gentleman, he never got his permit.
Right.
But if he had his permit and
Permit,
then he went,
then
that's fine,
that-
that's different, but
that's
he never
different.
got his
He
permit.
never got his
Right,
permit.
exactly. So who's gonna inspect them on the,
This is the
on this day?
problem.
Well, that's what we're trying to
Yeah.
find that person to do that.
If anybody knows anybody.
That's a.
I'm willing
Okay.
to train. So,
Got that?
again, I believe there is a conflict, but if a
Yeah, there
board
is.
member can inspect, and a board member that can't,
I'm not gonna take on that liability. I'm not a health agent.
I understand that.
So if
But
you
you
had to
are.
take a class, no, I'm not.
No, not you, but you have the
But he has,
licensing.
there's a conflict of interest.
So I
with
believe
it.
there's a conflict, because we did try to look into it,
Gotcha.
of some sort, and I, thank you.
Because you mentioned the IMA and stuff, and you weren't doing,
I'm
having
not in
any
an
of
IMA.
No,
Right.
But Dudley theoretically could do an IMA with Lester.
So can I
However, you
explain?
were only doing it as a board member, you were not doing it to get paid.
Well,
Oh,
no, not necessarily.
No. So you can't do it as a board member because you are currently a health agent for another town.
Mhm.
So then the thought was, what if we did an IMA with Lester?
But I don't understand that, because I know health agents that work in Shrewsbury
I don't know.
that do Brookfield.
I don't know, I'm
That's
just
what I
telling you
was-
what. I'm
yeah.
just
So,
telling you what-
again, I'm totally confused about the whole legal, because some legal that I hear from my end is not what I'm hearing on this end.
Well, maybe
So,
if you contacted our legal and asked
I
your
just don't
questions.
understand why.
Right.
Why not here, but I see other towns do it?
I don't
You know what I mean? Because other towns have done it.
But I'd be wondering if we could submit a question to town council. And
I
just-
did, I
Yeah,
shared
we
the
did.
email
We-
response with
Yeah.
all of you.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
then I missed
Yeah.
it.
You did miss it.
I
But-
totally
And
missed
that's
it.
what
Because of the
confuses
IMA.
me, because I know
No,
other
it's not
agents
because
do
of the
it.
IMA.
Yeah.
I know another agent in Holden that's the Holden agent he's done a couple different ones. He's helped out. Jim Philbrook. He works in Charlton, right?
Yeah.
We don't have an IMA with, but he's
No,
inspected here.
I think you're missing the point, okay? So the answer was no, because you're on the board and you work for another town as a health agent. So
Yeah.
you couldn't do hours. There's a conflict there. So then.
Because I'm on the board.
Correct. And then-
Here.
Yes. And I thought, what
It shouldn't
about,
have anything to do with my own town.
okay, I'm just telling you what
No,
the
no, no,
answer
I know,
is.
I know.
I don't
just-
know, you
I
guys.
don't- I don't know, I just don't understand it.
I'm
And
trying to
behind
explain
emails.
to you. So there was, we don't have an
Yeah.
IMA with
No.
Leicester.
No,
But we thought if we did,
Yeah.
like we originally did with Webster one
Mhm.
time, then we could share
You
the
could.
services.
you could.
But because you're on the
A
board,
board,
you can't, so you
then,
would have to
okay,
resign,
so-
and then in 30 days, you
Then
could do
do it.
both. There was, we don't have it, I think you guys
Thank you,
misunderstood
Roberta
me.
Johnson, for
Yeah.
putting it into
I
my
could maybe
terms.
put it on the,
Gotcha.
You know what, at least it's not chalk.
I was like, you guys aren't listening to me, I'm
Right.
trying to
Got it.
explain it to you, no one ever
Got
said
it.
we had one. We thought if we explored it,
Right.
we could,
Yeah,
We
because that
could-
was mentioned to me, well, Dudley could do an IMA with. But, yes, they could, but it
then
still
you
doesn't
have to
help us
resign.
now in 30 days.
right, so,
right.
so all of these things that we need to get done,
Yeah,
you would still have to sit back and wait for 30
For 30
days.
right.
days.
And we don't want you to resign.
So even, but,
Yeah.
okay.
So I don't know, like, I don't know.
So I just don't know why I can't as a, for these two events,
Or just as a board member.
for these, as a board member
To volunteer.
in my town, to volunteer to,
Well, I'll ask that
You know
too.
what I mean?
I'll ask.
Unpaid, right?
that would be unpaid.
Unpaid.
And for those two
Just for these
events,
two events, yep.
because we're talking 2 weeks in a month. And if we can't find somebody,
We're gonna have a problem.
yes, it can still go on, and yes, they don't theoretically have to be inspected. Because part of the temp food, they should have, and again, I don't know what your temp food you request, what documentation you request for your application. So I request if it's a mobile food, your commissary kitchen. I wanna see that agreement, I wanna see their inspection report, I wanna see the town of origin where your truck is out of, I wanna see that inspection report. You know what I mean?
Yes, call that too.
You get all that information and you see these reports, and you see.
She said we get them.
Yeah, and you see 0, 0, 0, 0 for your scores. I'm not necessarily 100% too concerned about them, because they have, and a 0, 0 to me is 100, 100, because that's how we score on the state forms. It's how many no's, how many violations you have. That's your numbers. So, not all my temp foods in Leicester get inspected. Your big ones, yes, your Harvest Fair, yeah, I'll be there. I'm there probably, we have like 15, and I'm probably there, maybe an hour and a half. Because it's not a very in-depth inspection. The food trucks are, because they're serving food, but you need temp food for other things. The sausage and peppers that the school puts on, you know what I mean, or the Booster Club, or the Lions Club, So, all right.
So we'll find out if you can
Yeah.
just do these two things
Yeah.
as a volunteer board
As a
member.
volunteer through the board
Unpaid.
of Dudley.
Just
Yeah.
as a board member,
Yeah.
if somebody can find that
I will find that
How many
out.
vendors at Fright Fest?
A lot less, like
Yeah.
maybe 10.
Yeah, because if I have a list of all the vendors, paper sheet, you know what I mean, and all they gotta do is come there, come sign, give them their copies, take them, return them to you, and it's,
So you might be able to do inspections.
well, we can find out again, and I don't want any conflict of interest either, 'cause I don't want to jeopardize.
Don't shoot
Right.
the messenger, guys, I'm just telling you. I don't know what else to say, but I will ask that
I'm not,
question
I'm
for you
not
again.
fighting.
No, I didn't say you were. All right, are we done talking about this? Oh, wait, no, we're not. So are you going to split those in half between the two of us? The food ones, we'll do those first? If there's 20, you do 10 and I do 10, or?
How long does they take to do?
How long does it take to do?
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
long at all,
okay.
what you have.
I don't wanna say you you wanna do 10, I'm just saying like
No, I was
before
just
we're
curious how
done.
long they're gonna, how long, like, you know, is 10 gonna take 5 hours?
Oh, God, no.
Okay,
No.
okay.
No,
Oh,
it should, I don't think so. Cause I remember, what did I do last
How many did you say,
year?
40?
What was I, they were checklists, they were easy,
I could
yeah.
probably have 40 done an hour maybe. I mean, because basically all you're doing is making sure all the documentation is
Right,
with the
right.
Is there.
applications.
Right, I just didn't know how long that
Yeah.
takes, so. All right, so.
And the wells, is it septic or septic plans that we can do?
Septic wells, building permits that need to be approved by the board of health.
Enlighten me on that.
So the building permits, if anything has, if a property has septic or well, it
Mhm.
has to go through a board of health approval.
Oh,
There are a
yeah.
lot of building permits that need to be signed off on.
And are the wells completed?
They should be,
Clean water tests?
if that's what the board of health person signing off is supposed to look for.
Okay, so do we have those water tests?
Is it in there?
Right, we have to look at each individual property.
Well, it's. New construction,
Not all of them are new construction.
okay.
If they're adding a garage, they have to make, the board of health has to make sure it's not over the septic or over the well or whatever. So you have to approve that.
Okay.
How many of those do we have? If you know, just.
Probably about 20 to 25 right now, Layden.
That's odd that we're doing that and not building.
Since October 3rd, we've had that many sitting there?
Yeah,
I
everybody's
just-
trying to get stuff in.
I know,
before the
but
wedding.
I find it hard to believe that they just all popped up.
You do.
So the only
Were
thing,
some sitting prior to, no?
I think people are trying to
all
get
we
stuff
do
in
is give a well
now
certificate and
before the
COC
ground freezes.
for the well, and building does everything else. We don't sign building permits.
That's what the agent's always done here.
Mr. Burlingame?
No, the previous agents, they just make sure that they look at the septic plans and see where it's going.
Because is that's
That
a
should- That
preference?
should be on the building plan. That septic should be called out on the building plan, that the building department gets plans. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That's just what the health agent's always done.
Okay, so what's the building inspector need? What's his thought on this?
He needs the board of health to do that before he even gets the permit. So it doesn't go to him before the board, until the board of health signs off and says, yes, okay.
Okay.
And that's the septic and wells.
If the property has septic and well.
So
And if
we
you-
have
Any
to,
project at all, not just new construction.
but we have to look at the plans and just make sure it's within the law, because there's a
Well,
lot of laws on where you
If
stick
if
things.
the building, if the house is there and the septic's already there and they're adding a garage, it should have nothing to do with Board of Health. The building should be getting that plan.
It's not changing the septic plan, right?
Right, they're
Yeah.
just adding, so the building knows the setbacks for septics.
Yeah, they do.
So I don't understand why building's adding us to something that they should already be doing.
That's how they've always done it, Dudley.
I'm not gonna change
But-
it on this meeting.
But,
somebody
absolutely,
to
but
review
is
this.
it the right thing? That's
Yeah,
my question.
Yeah, something to look at down the
Because
line.
That shouldn't be
originally,
held
we
up.
already approved that septic. Once.
Right.
We shouldn't have to approve it again if they're adding on a garage, because it's not changing the flow. They're not adding rooms. If they're adding bedrooms,
Right.
I was
that's a
just
totally,
about to say
totally different
bedrooms.
story.
Right.
Because now you're adding flow, you're adding more.
That the septic.
So, yeah, I'm a
original-
little confused on that, but, I mean, is that, we basically look at a plan and you're like, okay, the septic's here, the proposed, and we okay that?
Yep. You're okay.
I'm
you're
sorry,
okay
I'm
on
not,
the Board of
I don't
Health
think the
side.
Board of Health should have to okay that it's okay to build a building over here.
You're okaying for it to go to the building inspector. You're saying it's not over the septic, it's not too close or anything, and then the building inspector still has to
Okay,
approve it
well, that was
himself.
just common, that's just common sense that it's not over the septic system, but you can put a deck over a septic system. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you can put a deck over a septic system. So
that's-
do we still have to sign off on that?
Yep. If there's a septic or well, you have to sign off on that permit.
That's
before-
odd, I've never heard, you know what I mean, but I'm still new with the whole municipality, so, okay. That's odd, that they would add another whole step, another process. That's, okay. I've never seen it in the, you know, and I work right next to the building, and, yeah, typically we don't.
So have nobody do septic inspections?
Plus the plan reviews
Just
for
plan reviews.
building. Yeah, I don't know what we can and can't do. You know, I think we're limited
Yeah, we have.
because we don't, you know,
Yeah.
Well, does your board do any of this?
no. With the well, with Board of Health and building?
No, any of these things, you know, septic plans, septic inspection, no. So it's not in the scope of practice for board members to do it.
We're not,
It
we're
falls
not
under-
employees of the town.
It falls
We're
under the
servants of
health
the town.
agents.
We're servant, yeah,
Yeah.
we're a
But-
public servant.
But what we can do under our scope is look at a checklist.
Yeah,
and if it-
absolutely.
Right.
So
So-
you can definitely approve a temporary food permit. You can
But
definitely
we
approve.
can't do, yes, we can do it, the building, the inspection thing that we were just talking about. Because all we have to do is say,
Yeah.
oh, they're building it over
And
there.
and the
and-
systems over there, your
we-
setbacks are already made, absolutely, sign off.
But we have to find out about setbacks, because obviously there's rules to that, so we'd have to know that,
So,
looking off
so
the
so your
plan,
tank
so
has
we'd
to be
have
10 feet
to.
away from a structure.
Oh, see. I know there was, I didn't know the
Alright, so
rules on
10
it,
feet.
so we'd have
10
to
feet,
learn
10 feet for your
that.
tank.
Got 10 feet, and then there's also for the well
The
too,
Well is 100 feet from your tank.
from your tank. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then your SAS, soil absorption system, which is your leaching field,
Yeah,
is 100 feet as well,
gotcha. This is all.
I think. Don't quote me. Still new, remember?
It's okay.
No, I know there's rules, I don't.
Still
You
learning.
know more than I do
This-
about the
but
feet and all that.
We've approved variances for wells and septics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because a well is 98 feet from the soil absorption, it has to be 100.
Mhm.
We can do a variance. and
Yeah,
approve
we've had that.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, that, they
Yeah,
come
you
to the
know,
Board of Health
yeah,
with their
yeah,
plans and all
that's it.
that.
Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah, we have.
So yeah, as far
just,
as
yeah.
the.
That's why just to look at a
I mean, I
plan.
think that's a pretty easy sign off with the building permit approval.
But we just have to make
I
sure
just
it's all
don't-
within those
right.
rules. Because I don't want to say, oh yeah, it looks great, and then be short a few feet here or there, and then it goes to the building inspector, and then there's more problems, you know what I
Well,
mean?
that's why
Yeah.
Why are we
That
involved
was
at all?
why we involved at all. He should,
I
that should
agree
have been,
with
that
you.
should be 100% building. It's a building,
Yeah,
you know? But yes, I definitely see the well, but you still have the setbacks, and it's state,
Yeah,
you know.
you just have to make sure.
regulations. Yeah. Septic rules, breakfast, we talked about food inspections, we talked about housing complaints and inspections. Do we have a lot of housing complaints?
Probably for heat, right?
Yeah, and we're getting into the really busy season right now. Yep.
What are we allowed to do with that?
I don't know as a board.
No.
Because my board.
I think it's a
that's-
health
This
agent.
is
I was
all
gonna say the health
agent,
agent
has
agent
done
slash
it.
director.
We're not trained, we're not trained. I wouldn't know the first thing. I could see if a screen is broken. I don't know where to send you how to fix it, or what to do next, other than talk to the
Insurance.
landlord. Thank you. How about a little repair kit on Amazon? I mean, I don't,
Absolutely.
the heat's not working.
We
The
can fix
complaints to the
anything with duct
landlord.
tape.
Or,
little super glue.
no, like really,
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah.
there are things that we can do under our scope, and there are things that we can't. And unfortunately, the big things, the inspections,
Yeah, we can't do that.
fall under the health agent. That's hopefully gonna fix soon. I just don't know. I don't know. That's kind of where we are. All right. Do you want to move on or keep talking about it?
Okay.
We good? All right. All right, so,
Are you satisfied with everything as of right now?
So I'm just assigning you guys permits.
to whoever wants to do it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just sounds like it's the two of us.
I can help too.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
We
On
got
my
her.
days off. Well, I have, yeah.
So.
I got Fridays
you
off,
three,
so.
But not him, because he can't.
Was Heather gonna help Katie?
I thought she said she would, but she's not here, so.
Well, I think that if Heather wants to help, we're fine with that, right?
Of course we are.
We're fine, if
We
Heather wants to
will-
volunteer
we
to
will-
do it, we would love.
We'll give
to
her
have
20 because she's not here.
Right. And then inspections, it's just, we're still.
Would she have to
We're
fill out a
stuck with the
volunteer form? Or
inspections.
is she already on board here?
Heather?
No, she's on this board.
Oh, yeah.
Heather.
Yeah.
Do you know another Heather?
Hangs out with me?
He's tired.
You're right.
It's been a rough week.
I-
Sorry,
yeah.
Tom.
That's okay.
So pretty much the only thing we can help with, so we'll
With-
start with the temporary food permits for both fairs. And then whatever else you throw at us, and we'll just do the best we can to get through them.
Right.
We just ask the public be,
Patient.
patient, that's the word.
We're trying.
I mean, we only can do so much,
Mhm.
unfortunately, and I know it's awful, but we only can do so much.
All right.
All right, moving on. Discussion of flu COVID clinic. I had thought about the board hosting another clinic this year like we did last year, so I reached out to my contact person who, I forgot it was a holiday Monday, so people are just getting back to their emails, so I got the automatic response, so when he responds back to me. Last year we had it downstairs. I wanted to do just a flu clinic, but in order for them to come out and do it free,
Yeah.
it had to be COVID/flu, but you did not have to get a COVID vaccine if you didn't want to. And I think most of the people that came did flu, and some did COVID. There were gift cards that they gave away last year. I don't know any of that, but
It would be good to have another gift card giveaway.
if they offer it, we as a board can afford to get them. But
No.
they did $75 gift cards to Target.
Yes.
First come, first serve.
Yeah.
So it was, it was good.
And you didn't have to get both, you could just get
Get-
flu, you could just
Yep.
get COVID, whatever.
Yep.
I see on that
For people who
town
want to.
Facebook page today that there's one already scheduled in town, or was that a blood drive?
Blood drive.
Blood drive, okay.
Yeah, the women's league.
Okay.
So-
I thought I saw something this morning.
Yeah, so I was gonna look into that, and hopefully I'll have more info. We could put it on our agenda for November. We don't normally have a meeting in December, so hopefully we could try to squeeze it in if, it works, so. Any discussion? Anyone? No? All right, moving on to, discussion of spring rabies clinic. Was that you?
That's me.
Yay!
I can talk about this. So I ran into our dog officer, and he was actually talking about the need for a rabies clinic in town. He says there's a lot of animals that are not vaccinated for rabies, and he feels there's a very large need for it. So I got to talking with him. So I reached out to my company because I work for Banfield, which is preventative wellness care hospitals. They're a corporation across the whole U.S., and they're actually willing to help me out with it. This is kind of what they do. So I'm waiting to kind of hear back from them, but I got the okay from my boss that says that they will usually help me set it all up, get the vaccines, get the paperwork that we need. They can help me do all that. So I was kind of excited about that. Then it turns out Banfield will also pay my technicians for a volunteer day. So I have more than a few of them that are willing to come out here and help, because obviously I need someone that can restrain the animals so I can properly vaccinate them. So I got that. Then I have, VPAP has a veterinarian assisting program. So it turns out one of the teachers/directors out there I used to work with. So I got talking to her. So she actually said that it would be great for her students to come out and help us out.
Get experience.
Legally they can't touch the animals, but they can help fill out paperwork. They can help talk about things. And then I was going to reach out to her, as long as we're okay with all this, to just go over there a volunteer do like a presentation on rabies, why we vaccinate, just do a whole class on it for her students, and then hopefully we can get some of her students to come out and help us. I used to do these all the time in my last job, so I've done a ton of them. And what the dog officer was saying, he wants to get people from the town volunteers so we can issue licenses along with the rabies, the dog licenses. So usually the way it works is, usually the first table is the owners will come with their animals, give their information, and you have to fill out the rabies certificate. There's certain ways you do it, and then they give them this copy of the certificate. Then the next table, they go to the town, if they live in Dudley, hey, perfect, here's your fee. You know what I mean? They pay for licensing, then they come to me, I poke the animal, I sign off on it, and they go. So it's pretty fast. We just, to keep it going, we need a bunch of volunteers.
Yeah.
But like I say, if the students can help us, that'll be great, because they can help fill out the paperwork. It's pretty easy to do. They can help with that, and then if I can get my technicians to come, which I have more than a few that are willing to volunteer, just to hold the animals so we can kind of poke, because I have to do a little exam and then poke and go. So,
Would you hold it here, downstairs?
that's where I'm gonna talk to the dog officer and figure out where the best place to have
Yeah.
it. Ideally, it's like a rotating. That's, the ones I've done, if they have 2 entrances, you obviously come in one and go out the rest.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it, especially with the animals coming and going. Ideally, if we could have a smaller room for cats, I can vaccinate cats in crate carriers if I have to for their safety, because if you get a cat out and it runs, that's a problem. But I've done plenty of that, so we can, you know what I mean, do that. So I have to talk to him and see where he wants to do it and where we can do it.
Yeah.
Because again, the only downside, animals are messy. You know
Yeah,
what I
no
mean?
kidding.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how they'll feel about having it here. I know a lot of towns would do it, because I used to do Abington and Whitman and Rockland, and they had, a lot of them let us use their town halls. Like, that would
I mean, we
come
could
in.
come in the door that we come in, the front door, and then
And
you
then-
exit through the police station.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Because I was thinking we could do it the opposite way. You go through the senior center, but there's a rug. And we don't want to get that.
What
So-
if you
Yeah.
were to come in through the police station first, then into the town hall for the licensing, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, because we can even have the tables literally can be outside too for
Yeah.
the paperwork. 'Cause a lot of towns will have that. Like, you have the 2 tables set up for the licensing first, and then you bring the animal inside to get its little pokes. Obviously, we don't want it freaking out and running. But I have
Yeah.
also done them 100% outdoors also. So it's
You would do
just-
this by appointment?
No.
That way there's not that many people in
Nope,
line?
Nope, you just tell them, come on down, and it's usually
First come,
cash. It's usually, cash is usually the easiest to do. That way we
So
don't
how
have
much
to
is
worry
that?
about it. It all depends. I'm hoping I can get all the vaccines donated by Banfield. I was told they will usually donate vaccines, so I'm hoping that we can get them all donated. And then it all depends on honestly, what the town of Dudley wants to charge. You know what I mean? If we can get all volunteers, it all depends on what you guys do. Most of the clinics I've done in the past were like $10 vaccine, and that was it. And that $10,
It's the license.
no, the license is
like
separate.
25.
Is it?
It's more.
Okay.
So, and then the $10 fee where I used to work would go to my boss, because he would buy all the vaccines, and then he would, you know what I mean? He was pretty much getting paid for it, even though, you know.
So if they were donated, for an
Mhm.
example, at no cost.
Yeah, it would be up to you guys.
Yep. How much, so if I was to take my animal to you,
Mhm.
how much would it cost for you in your clinic to do rabies?
It comes with an office visit. And
So-
office visits
oh.
run between 75 to 85
Yeah.
currently, and then the vaccines for rabies are anywhere from $20 to $40.
So,
So, give or take. So yeah, that's why the rabies clinics,
They're so popular.
they're so popular, because, and
well,
that's
I
the
was
one
just gonna
vaccine
say,
you need by
yes,
state.
charge money, because, you know,
Mhm.
everybody needs revenue.
Yeah, that's.
And any little bit would help.
Mhm.
But I would say make it reasonable and enticing
Exactly.
to get these people
To
in the
come.
door. So if
Yes.
your average is $20 to $40, why not 10 or 15? You know, and we can
Yeah.
talk about this when the time comes, but we're
Mhm.
just putting it out in the air
No,
now
no,
because
yeah.
it's here. But yeah, I think it's a great idea,
Yeah, because then it's,
you know?
Yeah.
Mine just came back from the vet $400 later, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
progress,
that's, but for everything, that's everything.
Yeah.
That's, you know, and that's
Mhm.
also some medications, so.
Yeah.
yeah, because most of them, like I say, were 10, I think one
Yeah.
was maybe even 15
Yeah.
at most, but it's all, you know,
And-
obviously.
and my
volunteers,
felines, they
so.
don't leave the house, and,
You should still vaccinate.
Oh, no, we do,
Pets
we
come
do.
into the
No,
house.
yeah, no,
But yeah, it's usually dogs and cats.
So
We just,
typically we vaccinate them, but we don't take them unless they're sick. You
Yeah.
know, we
Yeah,
don't,
that's
we don't do
not-
their annuals, the only thing we
Yeah.
do is.
Which makes sense, because they're indoors, so it
Exactly,
totally makes sense.
exactly.
But yeah, that's where we do
You
dogs
know,
and cats.
if the cat's sick, we go. Well, we haven't been here in 2 years. Okay, well, here's the office visit. You know what I mean? We understand.
Yeah.
We take
No,
that
I
chance.
do.
Yeah.
And
You
the
know what
big
I
thing
mean?
is when we do it, we have to advertise to bring their previous rabies vaccine.
Yep.
As long as, in the state of Massachusetts, as long as an animal has had a rabies vaccine anytime in their life and you have proof and you show me proof, I can do the next, when I get that shot, I
Yeah.
can do it good for 3 years.
Yeah.
But you have to have proof of the previous rabies, like an actual
You need at
certificate.
least one.
You need at
product,
least
yeah.
one. It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter if it's 5 years expired.
And
I
hence
just
why when
physically
we-
have to see it so I can issue a 3-year, because
Yeah.
otherwise it goes to a 1-year by
Like
Massachusetts.
I said, when you
law.
do your dog licenses, you're gonna put that information on there.
Yeah,
So
and then-
and you have to supply the
Also-
documents, but if they have a question, they can call them.
Yeah. And then by law, whenever we give a rabies vaccine in Massachusetts, we have to send all the certificates to all the town halls anyways. All the rabies that I do, if they go to the towns by law. Connecticut does not have to do it,
Correct,
but
because
Massachusetts
you may have a
does.
dog in town that's not licensed, so now they get rabied, now you have a proof of a dog.
Yeah,
in
and that's
town.
that's where people get upset, because all of a sudden they get a bill in the thing for a dog license. Well, how did you know? By law, we as veterinarians have to send it to the town.
So
halls.
Connecticut doesn't.
Connecticut does not,
Oh.
which is kind of interesting when I worked out there.
I wonder why Melissa goes to Connecticut, I don't know.
But
So you're
yeah.
thinking spring, like March, April?
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I want to get a hold of the dog officer and kind of see his thoughts. And the biggest issue, I guess, is just a place to have it. Where would be, we could get a place to do, and we could do like a Saturday, pretty much first come, first serve. I'm hoping to get at least over 100 vaccines. That's my at least goal. And it depends on, I'll have to talk to Banfield to see how they do it. We used to have little rabies books that it would be like 3 copies. The first one goes to the owner, the next one like the Board of Health keeps, and then the veterinarian keeps, you know what I mean? Or there's also like computer programs, but then we did laptops and printers, so that would get a little rough. But that's fine. The books would be, I think, the easiest, and I think the biggest thing is just getting volunteers to do, honestly, paperwork. That's what we would need. You know what I mean? If we
Will
can't
be a
get too
Board of
many
Health event.
students.
Will be a
What?
Board of Health event? It would be a Board of Health event?
Yeah.
So I'll help you.
Perfect, you can fill out certificates, it's really easy.
And yeah, maybe Dudley will come.
Yeah, because like I say, if I can
Yeah.
get the students, that will help. I know I have my techs to help me with actually administering the
Yeah.
shop, but it's just, and my mom said she'd volunteer, so we got one person. I'll make my husband come too, so there's a few extras. But it's just literally to fill out paperwork, and then we're gonna have to talk to just Dudley about if they want to do licensing, because he wants to do licensing at the same time, which makes the most sense.
Could we do it, just throwing it out there, could we do it the same time we do Earth Day?
We could.
At the
Oh,
highway?
we
at the-
totally, we
You
could.
know, it's open.
We totally could.
Just
Yeah.
throwing
And they
it
have
out
that
there.
little room too with people leave stuff, because we could easily just go in there to vaccinate cats if we had to, because we could close the door. You know what I mean? Because it's a
Yeah.
little shed. My biggest fear is just taking a cat out of a carrier and it bolts. So if
Yeah.
we have an enclosed area, that would be fine. So we could do that.
You know, just
easily.
food for thought, right? And obviously, you talk, it's Bill, right? Is he the animal Bill?
The,
Bill?
the new one that we have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bill,
Sorry.
Bill's his name, I think.
Yeah.
Just whatever, you know, you chat with him, but
Yeah.
if we decide that we wanna have it here, you know, obviously we'd have to get approval from the
Yeah.
selectmen and the police, the same thing with highway, but, I mean,
Mhm.
you know, standing around for 4 hours waiting for people to come
Mhm.
with a ton of space.
Yeah, we do. And all we need is really kind of tables to
We
keep
could
things
cone
moving.
off some areas, so we could keep the area separate. I don't know how people feel about Earth Day / rabies clinic, but
Yeah.
we're cleaning up
It's
the world, aren't
definitely-
we? I don't know.
It
Just
would
an
work.
idea, like, or we could keep it completely separate and
Mhm.
maybe MJ would let us use the outside. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you guys are on board, I was gonna keep going, you know what I mean, like, because I haven't talked to BAPAP, I kind of talked to her a little bit, but nothing obviously was finalized before I came here, and then I talked to Banfield, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll definitely help you out. They're starting to do more outreach stuff, so they said that they have a whole HR person that does this on a regular basis, so I was like, score, it makes my life easier. I
Right.
don't have to deal with the state, I just have to deal with you guys, and I
Right.
obviously wanted to make sure it was okay, you know, conflict of interest for me, I wanted to make sure it was good. with that. So we just kind of need a date, place, and as long as you guys are on board, I'll keep, you know what I mean, keep going
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
wheels and.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
then-
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
We would obviously, once you finalize who's gonna help you,
Yeah.
and then the date, then we would just have to vote on the date
Date,
and where we're gonna do it.
Okay.
That's fine,
So,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna reach out to the dog officer and just swing by and see what his thoughts are on places and even dates, or I'll talk about Earth Day too, see if he's up for that.
Okay.
And then that way we can, you know what I mean, get like a definite, because I got emails out to, you know, Banfield now that I'm waiting to hear back on it, so.
Oh, sounds like a
It's
plan.
gonna be fun.
Sure will, absolutely.
Be busy.
All right, we got, next up, the PHEP discussion. So I had asked Amanda to put that on there because there is a plan due by the end of the year. So we have an emergency preparedness plan, and then DEP put out a new one called All Hazards Framework Plan that all boards of health are supposed to adopt. We, the Board of Health, are part of this group. We have the trailer that the state owns, but we hold it here. Should there be an emergency, it's always gone to the health agent to be the point of contact to alert the board. We'd have to get the trailer to wherever we're going to go. We don't have a health agent to attend these PHEP meetings, so we've had a spokesperson. Jim Philbrook has been there for Dudley, letting us know what's going on. And they send me all the emails anyhow. So this came about, this plan, and I was like, well, how do we do this? I don't know the first thing about what we're supposed to do. It's pretty much a template with all of the information in it, and you can change it to tailor the needs of your town. So for us, I thought, well, it's great to have the health agent and whoever the backup is, it always went to the chair. Because we're always gonna have a chair of the board, right? But we've always had an issue, it seems, with the agent. So I was thinking, what if we still have to keep the PEP program it's a Board of Health thing. It can't go to fire. However, the contact person can be changed. And I was thinking, can we change the emergency contact person to the fire chief? Because it's, again, always going to be a fire chief. Originally, before Paul Kay retired, he was the contact person with the Board of Health. And then we changed it to the health agent because we finally had a full-time one, and it was really great to finally have a full-time agent for Dudley and to somebody to be involved. And I'm just wondering, I'm trying to figure out how we can keep involved without always losing the contact person, right? So if a fire chief should retire, maybe another one's gonna come in, or they have an assistant fire chief, so to speak. As a board, it's really hard, because we all, we're volunteers, we all have lives, and we all work, and we all do things, and I've had a little bit of time off, so I've been able to stay connected to my email and try to be a little bit aggressive for the board. But once that changes for me, we fall back on, not knowing what's going on, and like 30 emails that I'm behind on, and I don't know what's going on. So I had chatted with Dean a little bit to ask him if he would take on this plan, because we have to do this plan by the end of the year. There are funds that are attached to it. If we choose to implement this plan, so say we need funds for certain things for this plan. So remember, I showed you guys the trailer, and we had the bank divider things, I call those things, and we had cones and all those things. So there are funds that you could purchase more items to help with this plan. So I thought, well, if Dean, the fire chief Dean, could, take over and implement and work on that with us as a board, but maybe be that contact person, so should there be an emergency, an evacuation plan, we have to get rid of the number for the agent, and what if I'm not always around? You know, because then you have to be on 24/7, and I'm not always around, I don't know what to do, or as the assistant, you might not always be around, so I started thinking, who's always around? Well, maybe more around than us, like fire and police are always around, right? So it just was opening it up to your thoughts, what you all thought about it, like if he was the contact person and the secondary person is the assistant, and then it would fall to the chair of the board, because there's always going to be a Board of Health chair, and if there's not, there's an assistant chair now because there's 5 of us. So that's kind of where I was right now. I talked to Dean today, and we were gonna meet next week to go over this plan and brainstorm together. You guys are welcome to meet. We don't have the time, but it's due by the end of the year. And in November, they're having, the PEP is having this round table. You probably know some of this, don't you? Is your board doing it too, Tom? They're having this round table.
Where our coalition takes care of.
Oh, okay, we don't have, okay. So they're gonna sit down and do like a test of how this works. They're gonna talk about it, it's all Zoom. They're gonna talk about it, and see how it works. And then at the end, if that works and there's corrections, great, you implement them. If there's no corrections and we all think it's great, finalized, it's due by December 31st, because then they have to submit it to the state. So, I just, there's a lot there, and I was just like, wow, if I wasn't home at this time, I just would have just ignored that email and I would have missed all of this. So just some thoughts, what you all think, if you guys.
Good idea, the fire chief is always on.
And they work on emergency
they've
prep.
been
Yes.
Preparedness, absolutely.
We're the holder of the trailer,
Right.
and we have to come.
Yep.
But
But they're actually hooking up to it and bringing it there for us. You know what I mean? Because they have the truck and,
Yes.
or DHP highway.
Right, so that's why I was like, okay, they're in charge of it. They're going to review it with us. We haven't had a drill in a very long time up at Shepherd Hill, but that's what we would practice.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
You have to
So-
vote on that, or-
Definitely.
I think, do we have to vote on changing the contact person? I don't know. I don't think so. Because the Board of Health, we're still the holders of it,
Okay.
but it's supposed to be the health agent, and that person's not here anymore, so it fell to the Board of Health. So,
Fire chief, definitely.
all right.
And the assistant fire chief, and then so fire chief, chief dean, assistant,
Then
to the chair.
The board, yeah, so we know what we have to do, because then we gotta go help. All right, so I will talk with Dean on Monday and find out, he said he would let me know Monday, we can find out a time, and if anyone, I can let you guys know if you guys wanna also chat, or I can chat with him, and then before anything is finalized, we need to review it as a board, just to make sure that if you have input, what we all wanna do in this template. I think I sent it all to you again, but I can look for it again and send it all to you guys again to read through it. It was really long, and Pam Masters, she was wonderful. She's like, let's just do a short 101 little cliff note, and it was perfect. I was like, oh.
She
all
is
right.
great.
She was so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just make sure if you all meet with him, you post a meeting.
Oh, we can't all go meet,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, we can't all go to meet with.
So I'll talk with them
Yes.
Monday about a time, and then I'll let you guys know. And if anyone wants to come, then we'll, and it's
My guess is it's gonna be a time where I cannot.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be in the middle of the week, I would imagine, when he's there, so.
Yeah. But I'll still let you guys
No,
know, and then
absolutely.
if it's a quorum, then we'll post it. Yeah. Monday, we're just gonna find out what, a date to chat about it, okay? All right. Oh, he left us. So we also have the Subcommittee for Health Agent Resume Screening, and wanted to reach out to see what your thoughts are on this. Right now, we have nobody, there's no new applicants, but if we could have one person be the contact through Olivia, it doesn't have to be me, it could be any of us. Because there's 5 of us now, it doesn't all have to fall on me. I'm getting a little overwhelmed, there's just too much. We're just talking about the health agent resume screening, if somebody could take on being the contact person through Olivia about the screening, to see what's going on, where we are with that. Right now, it goes into that file if there's one, and she lets me know that there's an application open, or all of us, and then we go from there. But I know there's been times where, I say reach out to them, and they say back, no, it has to go through the chair, and it doesn't have to go through the chair. It could be any of us can reach out to the TA's office about what's going on. So I think if we just dedicate one person, it's not right, And Heather's not here, so it would be unfortunate but
I know I read the email on where the job is posted. I know she said there was only a few places. Could we, I know Indeed wasn't, it
Yeah, they
sounded
said
like.
Indeed, they used it for a different position, and apparently they just got a lot of people applying, but we got people applying that really weren't qualified either.
I think
so
you're
don't
gonna get that no matter what.
Yeah, you're gonna get that
I just
everywhere.
feel like if we could put it out there a little more.
But where? I think
Yeah,
it needs
it's-
to be
it's
specific,
all-
and I don't know where to say to put it.
Yeah, I know. Because everyone, honestly, let's face it, everybody looks at Indeed now. I mean, besides, you know what I
And
mean?
Indeed is paid, so they would have to pay for it.
Pay for it.
So
Oh,
we
gotcha,
need
yeah.
to know about that.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it costs to get that.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a free trial to start, because I posted my resume on Indeed,
And you
and
have
it was free for.
Oh, I don't,
Yeah, but they don't have a free trial up
no,
front. They have,
we as a person, we don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But
the town would.
the town, they do have a,
They
they
have
do have
They
a,
have it.
they have a.
Well, can it come from a board member posting a resume? No, I'm just kidding.
But no, it's supposed to be
yeah,
a job, not a
A
resume.
Yeah.
job, yeah. Well, she said if we wanted to, so I'm bringing it back tonight to be like, if we want to, because we haven't tried it yet, we can try it.
Because there's other jobs from Dudley in like the school systems and all that on Indeed. They're on Indeed, you know what I mean? If they're looking for a lunch
Indeed, yeah,
lady,
yeah.
Indeed, sorry. If they're
Yeah,
looking for a
right.
lunch lady, if they're looking for
Yeah.
someone like
Yeah.
the school
Yeah.
uses it. Like, I
I
mean,
mean,
at this point, I
that's-
feel like,
At this point, I think it needs to be posted everywhere.
yeah,
I mean, really,
'Cause we're not-
cast a wider
Yeah.
net.
we do.
Um,
Because I mean, everyone looks at that, you know what I mean, like job site now. I mean, I do all my vet job sites, but I also check Indeed too. You know what I mean? Everyone does. So, and I get it. We're gonna get a bunch that aren't
But
really
to your
usable.
point, we're getting them now.
Right.
And they're on all
They're
those,
not,
they're
yeah.
on all those sites.
Right, the site that she said, you
Yes.
see the, yeah.
So,
So why not? I mean,
Yeah,
I would post it on Indeed if,
Yeah.
that's my opinion.
I agree.
I mean, just, why not?
At this point,
Yeah.
hey, there is a job.
yeah, 30 days or whatever it was she said in the email, and if it doesn't get a bite.
Try it.
Yeah, I feel like it never hurts to try. We'll just be weeding through
And when
a
it's
few more.
posted on those other sites, maybe you would know, Tom, the municipal, do you have to renew that? Like, does it have to be like renewed so that it comes up at the top of the
So
search
it
or
should be
something?
refreshed every once in a while, I believe, to get it back to the top. But I know MMA,
Yes.
I believe, is the.
And that's the term I
Mass
would use, has to be
Mutual,
refreshed.
Mass Municipality Association, I believe. And I believe that's something the town pays for as well.
Yes, oh. Well, then she
That's
said
not
what-
that's not a free
but
either.
She said that's what these
But,
resumes.
right,
Yeah.
but they should be,
You have to
they should
refresh
be
it.
bumped, refreshed, so it comes
Definitely.
back to the top,
Yeah.
you know?
We definitely have to make sure that it's at the top of the list,
'Cause-
definitely.
Yeah.
So these are all valid, great points that I think
Yeah.
this subcommittee, this one contact person can handle. and should do. That's what I'm trying to spread the wealth between the 5 of us.
Well, I mean, if we
You
get
know?
notifications that we have new resumes.
We don't get a notification.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
Well, that's,
That's why it goes through me,
and this is.
but it's supposed to go through the whole board,
Right,
so.
and this is going back prior, when we first started this, why aren't we getting this? And why isn't
You have to.
why isn't the TAs doing the screening? And,
Right, if they wanna hire the health agent, if
I
they wanna
mean-
have so much to do with it, let them, then bring us in, go ahead.
Let them do the
Let them
first
do it.
screening.
well,
You know,
that's,
I mean, like, if all we.
I know
all we
every
have-
town
all we
is
can do
different, but that's my disconnect with Dudley is the TA's office isn't quite involved as they should be because they put it onto the board of health.
But then they wanna.
And that's
hire it.
general
Because
law.
they work for us, so
We
that's
do all the work
why.
and then they say.
And that's another thing.
They
that,
say yes
you
or
know,
no, yeah.
you know, But they don't work for us. We don't sign their paychecks.
Right.
They are
So they
our
report to us, so if
employees.
we have disciplinary actions, we discipline them and not the people that pay them.
We just-
So that's, to me, that's a disconnect.
I-
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, that's, and I'm not saying I agree or disagree, I'm just what you're talking about, you
Yeah.
know? I know my board didn't do all of this, for me.
Yeah, we have old government, apparently it's
You
been
know?
set this way for a
Yes.
very long time.
Which is fine, but,
Yeah.
you know, I think that the paid people need to take a little bit more responsibilities too in regards to the hiring of their health agent that the board runs or manages. I mean, we don't manage him.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. We're
Yes, we
supposed
do. It's our employee.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I
We're not
don't,
supposed to get leaned on from them to do what they want us to do with our health agent.
No, we make the decisions.
right, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, like, instead of, them saying it has to go through the chair for this, it does not. We can, I think if somebody wants to be the contact person, that would be fantastic. If we don't decide that tonight, then we'll put it on November's when Heather is
You know,
present. But
I have no
I
problem,
think-
screening these resumes, but I need to know we have them. You know what I
And we
mean?
have to- It's so hard to go
yeah.
back and find that one email
Yeah.
that Olivia
I still
sent
can't
3
to this
months
day.
ago.
I
It's
still
so
can't.
hard to find, and then, and you,
Yeah.
the one with the link
You know?
that goes to the OneDrive.
I
You
can't
know,
find
why
it.
can't they email
Yeah.
us, instead of
Exactly.
putting it in the OneDrive, why can't they just email us
She
the
used to.
resume?
Well, she
Yeah.
used to
Yeah,
let us
say
know
there's
that
some-
there was
there's a new-
there, but
yeah.
then they stopped doing that.
Right.
And
I mean,
I asked,
Yeah.
But
could
I'm
we-
still not hearing anything.
right.
And that's just probably because there's been nothing since the last person.
beginning of last month. it was-
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I have no problem doing some screening if they're available, I mean, and I know they're there.
Oh, so
You know,
that,
you know what I mean? If I know that there's applications there that need to be screened,
yeah, because we can only get to these resumes from the link Olivia sent us. We don't
Right.
have, we should have a drive for just, like, she should be, I don't know
So
about
actually,
how they
every
have it
attachment
set
I
up,
open,
like,
every
or
attachment
maybe
I
if
open,
they
it
just
goes
send them
into
to
the
you.
drive.
I can't,
They
I
could
can't
just
find
send
it
them
to
to
this
her.
third.
Olivia could just send it to her and then.
You could always, I'm wondering, just print
Because
them
she
out
tells
and
us.
put them in a folder and
"Here,
just
guys,
send,
here's
hey, I got
this, here's that."
resumes.
You know, every day we get
Come
emails
see
from
it.
her. With
Yeah.
DEP notifications, with complaint get
Yeah.
emails from her. If Olivia just send it to Amanda.
Right, we can only do as much as we can do with the information provided. So if the information is not provided, then we don't know that it's there.
Right.
And again, we're not town employees. I mean, we're
No,
we're volunteers.
Sort of.
We're
We're,
public
yeah,
servants.
elected, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So can we ask if Olivia can just send them to Amanda? And then.
So we
Oh,
can
oh.
do that, but that's why I was
That's
trying to
right.
designate one of the 5 of us, to maybe take a little bit off of her plate as well, to be that person. And
Okay,
then
so
we can
have Olivia send them to me.
Right. And then anything to do with the health agent resume,
Have her send them to
screening,
me, I'll screen them. and I
hiring
will-
process, you will
I will
be the
email-
contact person.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
mean, my phone goes off every time I get an email. Typically, I try to look,
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, if we know, I mean, it doesn't take long to screen a resume.
No, I know.
Yeah, just
You
to
know,
see.
because there is no application, correct?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I
I
did not
think
do
we
an
just saw,
application.
we just saw when they gave us,
It was a
Cover-
resume.
yeah.
Cover letter and resume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's not
Yeah.
like we're asking them to fill out an application.
No, no.
You know what I mean?
She's
Because-
receiving them.
Correct.
And then putting it in this drive and then sending us an
She's
email
just
saying there's a
receiving
new
the
one.
resume and the cover sheet.
Yes.
yeah, but
Yes.
it's problems that we never,
Right.
we stopped getting notifications.
So yeah, I have no problem
Yeah.
taking on
Because
that.
there's been none. There's
Well,
been
no,
none.
even when there was,
Right.
no, when there
And-
were, the last 3, I didn't get a notification at all. I knew because I kept checking. Now I can't find the email.
I can't find
And
it.
It's like it's buried.
Yeah.
gone.
And I
I
think we
even
need
tried
to
to
add
wonder.
some
Yeah, it-
Indeed and, you know, and get MMA read back up. I mean,
Refresh.
the coalition
So would these be
just,
questions that you would let her know on behalf of us? Like, I want her to have one person from this board to speak.
so I will email
And just be like, Ken.
Olivia.
Yeah, and then, you know,
Hi Olivia, this is Thomas Camp.
yeah. Or I can send her, it doesn't have to be
Yeah,
for the chair.
no, and-
Moving forward.
And I can say from this point forward, any resumes for the Board of Health, can you please submit them to me for review or screening?
And I will share
Moving
with,
forward,
And
I
then
will share it
moving
with,
forward, you
the
would share
board
it with
and-
us, and then we would,
If it's an appropriate resume, if
is
it's
that
not.
a open meeting law violation if he sends?
well, no, I think you
no,
have
I
to-
would send,
That's why Olivia's been doing it,
Yeah.
because it's an OML if it went to one of us.
And then from.
right,
I
because
think.
you
He
can
should
Send it to
email all
you.
of us, yes.
you can email all of us.
Yes, yes.
Agent can email all of us.
Yes.
Yes.
But we cannot email all of us.
You
Correct.
can, as long as in it you write, do not
Well-
respond, reply all. You can, but
I
it's
think
easier
that's
just to
tight.
go
Yeah.
through
I don't,
her.
I wouldn't, I think that's a-
You can, it's easier to do it through her.
Right,
You
so-
can. Yeah. So, I don't wanna put more on your plate.
Yeah.
I can forward emails, that's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. So if he sends me something, hey, this is a good resume, can you send it to the board? That takes
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
mean, the ones that
And
are.
ultimately,
good.
the way I'm understanding it from the last, it's ultimately our decision.
Right.
It doesn't go through the TA's office at
No.
all.
Well,
They're the HR part of it.
they are the HR firm.
Because I was gonna say they're gonna do the background checks and all that, and
Yes.
we can't offer a job until the
Yeah.
background checks are
Right.
done.
They
And
did
so
a
would they send the appointment to the Board of Selectmen for appointment? Or is
No.
that back to us?
Back to us.
We,
So we don't do
Back to us.
appointments.
Isn't weird?
We don't do
Yeah.
appointments,
You're
that's,
supposed to.
yeah, we've
Absolutely,
never
you're
done
supposed
them,
to.
it's just a formality that we've done.
Oh, any new employee in the town has to be appointed by the Board of
I-
Selectmen.
I'm just
Oh,
telling,
okay.
No, I understand
Not by the
that.
selectmen. It doesn't go to the selectmen. We're our own department, we do our own thing. We are the hiring and the firing of the agent. So
If he's a town employee,
he's a Board of Health employee, but he falls under
yeah, see,
the
that's,
town employee because of the
I'm never gonna
HR.
get this.
I'm
I'm never
sure-
gonna get
yeah.
that
He
concept.
falls under
Because
the-
it's,
He or
to me,
she, it could be
it's,
he or she.
to me,
Yeah.
it's not our employees.
It is.
It's all,
Okay,
we're
that's
the
fine.
board.
but still,
We're
So-
representing
I'll tell you
the
something.
Board of Health for the town of Dudley.
Correct,
We're not paying this job, the town is.
okay,
And the town administrator is the town,
yeah.
yeah.
So if we let the town
Mhm,
be in charge of the health agent,
mhm.
they are the ones who
Tell 'em what to do.
tell 'em what to do, and we don't.
And they would answer.
It would answer to them and not us, so the health agent would come to our meetings, and we wouldn't be his or her.
And again, this is where I'm totally confused because it's
Yeah.
totally opposite in the municipality that I work in.
Yeah.
So,
but then HR gets involved.
so HR is
Also
totally
with
different. HR is not the
the-
board.
Yeah, with just the background checks and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because they would
benefits and all that
eventually-
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but would they have a say if the background check comes back kind of iffy?
I
Or
think
does
that
it fall
they-
on us?
I don't think they would have, in my opinion,
Yeah,
they wouldn't have a say, but they would communicate to us.
their
Yes,
concerns.
And
right.
the attorney
Got
also
you.
would,
Would, could,
they can say, I really wouldn't recommend, but I
Right.
don't think they could make, they can't make the decision. They can say,
Gotcha.
this is what we found, and this is, you know,
Gotcha.
this is it, you know, that's their, you know.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but it would be up to us to, we could say, oh, we're gonna hire this person anyways, or we could,
Right, so when we pick our next agent, then we would let them know
yeah,
this
they
is
have
who.
to do
we-
their part, which
Yeah.
is the background check and all of that, and
So,
I think they make the offer
do
and
we,
all of that.
would we swear the new employee in, or would the town clerk swear the new employee in?
The clerk does that.
So anyways, that's my feeling on that. I have no problem, I have no problem screening these resumes,
All right, so-
sending them to her.
All right, so can we vote on that?
I don't think we have to, but we certainly can.
I think we, yeah, go for
I'd
it,
like to make a
Sandy.
motion to make Thomas Campy the health agent resume screening person.
For the record, it's Camp.
Camp,
Camp.
there is no E,
Thank you.
it's just camp.
It isn't either, it's
I
just
know.
silent.
Silence.
That's
Okay.
So I'd like to make a motion.
All right, I have a motion, do I have a second?
I second that.
All right, I lost my I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed.
Opposed, okay. Passes. You can't vote yourself.
I was
I know.
Waiting.
I can't.
Tom's like, great idea. All right, our gentleman back there wants to go home soon. All right, last thing.
What was last thing?
We have to vote to accept the resignation of the interim health agent, Tom Purcell.
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation of former interim health agent Thomas Purcell.
Second.
Does anyone have discussion?
Well, I would like to say I regretfully accept his resignation because, you know.
I mean,
Yeah.
He
can-
chose, you know, he chose to leave us and it's too bad, but we don't have a choice to,
No.
we have to accept and move on.
All right, so I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, passes. And we did page 2. Other business, no. Member discussions for next month. Okay, we'll get you our topics. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
I have a motion and a second. Anyone?
I'll second.
All right, meeting adjourned at 8:24.